If you ever had a second chance, you better be thankful. If you ever had a second time around,
man, I've been through it, I lost out and I'm faced with the funds wrong. Feel no hope, bad thoughts choosing to die, go home. When I was sitting up on that Greyhound, my mind went through these zones like you got none. Lost everything, is no good, feeling alone. Hey, pockets had no dollars, life didn't make sense. How did I end up back where I started, what did I miss? I went from condos to Pop's house, on calls, now bus routes, and the one person who had...
What up, and welcome to the Nothin to Somethin podcast. It's your boy Paul P here with an all-man's panel for an episode of the Lion's Den, baby. Let's get it. Now, before everybody introduce themselves and we get started, I want to ask everyone watching to please press the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber yet, to keep up with all the amazing new content that we have coming for all of you. And we got some, man, you know what I'm saying? We got good content today. We have a lot of good content coming up for you. So keep up with the content, subscribe. Also, during the video, please feel free to participate in the chat and let us know what you think about the discussions that we are having. If you feel like we just jibber-jabbering, if you feel like we need to step up, if you feel like, hey, you know what, I don't agree with that, dude, say it right there. Let us know. And also let us know the name of the person you don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? We will definitely call it out. We would definitely read it out. You feel me? And also, if you want to support the channel, don't hesitate to send us a super chat and be our sponsors of the day. Hey, before we go into introduction, let's fix those extra sounds.
Is that you?
Extra sounds.
That was Jonathan.
No,
that was Jonathan.
The podcast came on my phone.
Oh, got you. Hey, y'all know what it is. Live stream, live and direct, baby. You know how it is here. Everything is live. You feel me? So today on the which is the second men's panel, you know, that we have, we're gonna have conversations, you know, debates, and you know, talk about the type of things that men usually typically talk about in the barbershops, in the gyms, at the parks, you know, things like that. Things that don't really come out amongst everybody. That's what we doing here on the Nothin to Somethin podcast. We are having those type of discussions. You feel what I'm saying? So, hey, chime in and let us know what you think about the things that we are talking about. But before we get into that, we are going to go around the table so everyone here could introduce themselves and let the people know who they are, what they got going on, and then, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, just let you know what's up. All right, start with the bro right there.
You already know it's JY one more. Always looking good, smelling good, and feeling good every day, all day, baby. And, yeah, we're just keeping this moving with this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Number one podcast in L.A. Tune in. You already know what it is.
Number one. Let's get it. Hey, why? You know what I'm saying? Gotta do this. How we do it? That's how we do it here. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Geronimo Swag. I'm back in here. Long Beach, stand up. What's good?
Hey, Long Beach, stand up. Right out of Long Beach, huh? Swag, born and raised?
Yeah, born and raised. Yeah.
Okay. All right. For sure. All right.
Hey, what's up? Jay Black, Southern Comfort. Way out of Mississippi, so you know what's going on. Southern Comfort, baby.
Yeah. Hey, that's what it is. Southern Comfort. We got the South up in here today.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Bringing that. You know, man, I've been watching this this documentaries, basketball documentary. J.D. Davison. He from Alabama though, but I promise, bro. Every time I look at that documentary, I think about you. Because you're like, man, he got that Southern swag like Jonathan, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Hey, it's different. Just like, hey, on the West Coast, we all got that, like, kind of like, you know, West Coast, like a slang, cool, laid back. East Coast, talk fast, yeah, beat, you know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, a little bit of different.
Hey, you know what's funny, bro? They say the West Coast, we talk proper.
Yeah,
that's what they say a lot.
Yeah, you hear that. You hear that.
It's
you know?
funny, but that's what they say.
But you got that, like, slow. They always say you got that, like, slow, laid back type of, you know, like, and y'all cool. You know y'all be smoking weed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right.
Last but not least, Jay Halls, the gentleman. We have East Coast Pittsburgh, stand up.
All right. Let's go. Before I got to give Jonathan this clap, you know what I'm saying? And Johnny, you know. All right. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give it, you know. So. So we're gonna get into the questions, but first, you know, when it comes down to the type of questions that we're gonna get into today, and we're gonna get through all of them because we got some good stuff. There will be some questions that we just break down. We got a little mixture of the old school and the new school here at the table today. So the questions may reflect some things that, you know, we want to get the feel of, you know, the old school, you know, cats, and, you know, get the feel of the young school, new school cats, you know, and things like that. So we're going to mix it up a little bit today and have, you know, a really good time, you know, and everything like that. I mean, how y'all feel about that? That sound
Man,
good.
let's get it popping, baby.
I'm with it.
All right.
Let's get it.
So the first question is actually a question we're going to go around the table and I want everybody to chime in on. And that question is actually the title, you know, of today's you know, episode. And that question is mainstream media, right? So is mainstream media in support of men or against men? I want to know how y'all feel about that when it comes down to men. You know, what do you feel when it comes down to mainstream media? Are they for us men, or is mainstream media against us men, and why? You know, start with you, bro.
I'm gonna say against us, man. You know, because right now, social media. I mean, it's harder for men to create their values on social media. You know why? Because it's too much competition. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, you know, the women is actually taking control of the social media. That's how I see it. So for men, I think it's a downfall right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of works out both ways, though. I'll say it works out both ways. For the most part, I think it's more benefiting the women versus the men. That's how I see it.
All right, for sure. All right, Sweat.
Yeah, I feel the same with JY saying. It's a lot of competition. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the media outlet, you might post something, and another nigga go post something, and he's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got the Ferrari. I ain't got, you know what I'm saying? Starting shit like that. So yeah, it's against.
Got you. All right, John.
Well, I just think it should be more positivity posting for us than negative. It's always like some negative in the prime light of black men, or, you know, sometimes men in general, but it's always about materialistic things, you know, but we need to be more about love, culture, and just, you know, stuff like that to bring everybody up.
Got you. All right, for sure. All right,
I'm almost as unanimous.
Wow.
Social media is bullshit.
Yeah.
Excuse my French, but I mean, it's like you said, it's a competition. There's no need for it. I mean, the inception of it is to connect, to vibe, to do things like that. But when you create an atmosphere of competition and negativity, and it just breeds foolishness. You know, everybody want to compete, and for what? Because most people on social media look like they got something, but most of them don't. So then you got real dudes who really trying to do something and be positive, but then they get caught up in that foolishness. So now they trying to compete with people who don't even have nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a waste of time. You're supposed to use social media to promote something business-wise, you know, to do something positive, to promote family value, but it doesn't do that anymore. So I'm cool on it.
Well, what do you feel about mainstream media? You know, like a lot of the you know, the news channels, and when it come down to the talk shows and things like that, mainstream media, you know,
that's
on television.
Yeah, that's definitely foolishness. I mean, if you really pay attention to mainstream media, if you really pay attention, you'll see a black person gets arrested for something. You'll see their picture flashing 100 times throughout the day. But a white predator or a child rapist or something, you'll never see his picture. Or a white shooter, they'll say, well, he was depressed, or, you know, he was bullied.
Yeah.
Like they try to make it seem like because he was bullied or he was depressed, he had a reason to go and shoot up young kids in the school or do something crazy. But then they always want to perpetuate that black stereotype of black men being violent or black people being violent, but they don't never want to show the real violence that comes from the other side.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, man. Yeah. I mean, when it come down to mainstream media, right now, it's getting there. I'm not going to necessarily say that it's totally against men, but I will tell you this. It's not for men when it come down to mainstream media. Mainstream media right now, with where we're at in today's day, is all about the empowerment of women. We see that, you know, and you know, I'm pretty sure all men see this and notice that, you know, when it come down to shows like CNN, MSNBC, The Real, Oprah, even when it come down to shows like Dr. Phil and the Steve Harvey Show, all of these shows is what? All about
Promoting women.
Promoting women. What the women want. What is being there for what women needs are. Things like that. What men need to do better and all of that. It's no shows out there, if you really think about it, where it's really beneficial for men where it's saying, hey, you're doing a good job. Hey, continue going to this direction to build what you're trying to build and everything like that. We don't see no television shows out with things like that. And I think that's why it's so important for men to start doing things like what we're doing here and create our own independent platforms where we could have our conversation amongst men and talk about the things that's important to us, what our preferences are, what we want, what we looking for, what we need, and things like that, because this is one thing that I think even the ladies got to understand. If we continue being in a place to where what y'all need and what y'all want is being heard and not what men want, y'all going to continue to lose. Y'all may feel like on the front end, y'all are winning because it's all about the empowerment of women. We're in like this place now where feminism is at an all-time high with fourth generation feminism, and it's all about those things, right? So you may be getting what you want from mainstream media and in the media outlet and world, right? But when it comes down to your personal life and what you want on the back end, when it comes down to a family, a husband, and all of those things, you are gonna lose when it comes down to that. So you should want to know what men want. You should want to hear what's important to men and things like that. And mainstream media is not in support of that. So I would definitely say it's not in support of us, and it's definitely in support of women. So anybody want to elaborate on that?
Let me jump in real quick.
All right.
And I agree with everything you're saying, but what you have to realize is the purpose of the mainstream media is to break down family.
Yeah.
So when you understand that ideology, of course they're going to perpetuate, or they're going to focus on uplifting women, which there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want to say that.
It's not about that.
But when you're constantly uplifting one group, by design, by dynamic, you have to downgrade another group.
You're tearing it down.
Right. So while you're constantly uplifting women, you're downing men.
Yeah, 100%.
And life has to have a balance.
Yeah.
It has to be a balance. So a woman could be great, but if she don't have a great man on the side of her, and vice versa, it'll never work.
Yeah, 100%. And I agree with that totally. It breaks down, the outlet of family. It's more about being an independent woman, going out there and being just as strong and powerful as the man, and putting, to be honest, mainstream media is even putting women in positions where on the back end, they're not happy. They're unhappy. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at where the divorce rate is especially when we're all, African-American men, here, black men here, right? The divorce rate is at an all-time high. Only 18% of women are married and 24% of men. The race that's closest to that after us as black individuals is Caucasian at 50%. So that even double us. You get what I'm saying? Which in the 50s and 60s, we was at 82 to 84%. We was the highest as black individuals. So, I mean, when it comes down to mainstream media, it's tearing us down as a culture, and it's not at all in support of men, But that's why, again, I say I feel things like this is important. All the men channels and the men podcasts and things like that are now popping up, I think is great for men, because men have a voice and women need to hear what men want as well at the end of the day, So.
But also they're not allowing us to have we can't have a downfall. We can't have a depression as a black man, because it's looked upon as a difference as a other race. If they have something that's going, like the issue of the shooting or something, they say he got mental issues. They're going to broadcast that way more. And it's going to look bad upon us. Oh, he came from a broken family. He did this, he did that. That's why he this way. But his is looked as positive in sorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Real talk. So anybody else want to elaborate on that?
No.
Okay. Now, it's good points right there, too, Jonathan, and everything like that. So, all right, cool. So we're going to go into the next. So around the table, you can see, and look, I 100% don't believe it's just us. I believe at least 90% of men out there believe that mainstream media is not for us. That's why it was something I wanted to really talk about today, because it's something that I know the majority of men feel. So you can see 100% across the board right here, we all feel the same way when it comes down to mainstream media. So, all right, cool. So I want to I know JY Swag, y'all in the process of that, and being of the older generation and things like that, Johnny and Jonathan, y'all have, built, y'all businesses and things that y'all are running right now. So I got a question that I want to ask y'all really quick. So when it comes down to starting your own businesses and having success with it, what would be your advice to young men out there who want to start their, because like I said, mainstream media is not giving advice. They're not teaching us anything. And a lot of us come from the type of communities where we wasn't shown anything. You know what I'm saying? So going through what y'all had to go through, you know, and things like that to run the ones that y'all have right now and been running them for a while, what is some advice that y'all would give to a young man out there that have a dream of starting a business, especially if you don't know where to start? You know, we'll start with you, Jonathan.
Well, I say starting a business it's going to take time. It's going to take motivation. It's going to take a plan. Like, you got to sit down and have a plan of what you want to do. If you're good at something, you sit down and write that plan up, put it out there, put it in neighborhoods that you think that will be good. You know what I'm saying? Or put it in a place that you think will be good as a young man. But you have to do your homework. You know what I'm saying? Do your homework and see what's valuable right now. Yeah. And you put yourself into that to start a business, not just any old business. You know what I'm saying? You can go start a business, but is it going to make it or not? You look at what's profitable right now. So that's why I look at it.
Yeah, I want to ask you too, real quick. What is the first thing you started with when you started your businesses? You know, your barbershop and everything like that. Where did you start when it came down to that?
I just started working for someone else, but I always had said I want to own my own since I was 12, because I always wanted to work for myself. I didn't want to work for no one. Okay. Because I wanted to have an avenue to say, hey, if I want to take off, or I want to do this, I don't have to answer to no one. So that was my whole objective of it. So. Okay.
Got it. All right, Johnny.
I think everything he's saying is correct. There's really two key principles to business. Like he said, supply and demand. That's first. You got to figure out what the demand is, whether it's retail, whether it's service, whatever industry. You got to understand what the demand for it is. If it's not a great demand, don't mess with it. If the demand is high, okay, now you have an avenue of what you're looking at, and you see the demand for it. Once you find the demand for what you want, do your homework. Research it. Don't be scared to open a book. Don't be scared to ask questions. Go to school, whatever you need to do. But figure out what's the quickest way, what's the quickest avenue to build this business with the least amount of money, resources. Because in most cases, especially in the black community, you're not going to have a lot of resources. Banks are not going to give you money. Family members probably won't give you money. So a lot of times you won't have those resources. So you have to figure out what's the easiest way for me to accomplish this goal by myself. And you can't be scared to fail. Because failure actually is a great thing, because on the other side of failure is greatness.
Yeah, I got to give you a round of applause for that one. And also, too, because I just did an episode talking about that and, you know, telling people don't be afraid to fail. You know,
no,
you're going to fail.
You have to fail, because if you fail, and if you're an individual who understands that failure is a necessity, then you realize why you failed. Yeah. You critique and break down what made me fail. Yeah. So once you understand what makes you fail, you won't make those mistakes again. You see what I mean? That's why failure is necessary. But you figure it out and you keep going. Like he said, you have to be motivated. You have to be a self-starter, and you gotta grind. Yeah. But realize after you're done grinding, after you're done learning and educating yourself, you have a freedom that no job, no career, no degree can ever give you. Because when you own your own stuff, you have a freedom. Yeah. That is the most important thing in the world. And the most important commodity on this planet is time. Because that's something that you can't buy, and it's something that you'll never get back.
Yeah.
One more thing, Paul.
Okay.
To the youngsters, don't let adversity stop you, though. Like, because adversity sometimes, it should be a motivation to you. Sometimes it might take a year, it might take 2 years, it might take 3 years. But adversity always bring a lesson, and sometimes a lesson will bring you a true blessing.
Yeah, you're one of those bumpers for that one right there. You know, I want to point something out too really quick, and I think this is very important, especially for our community. We got to really, really understand this part. You know, this is very, very important. Please take, you know, everything. Take all that advice. This is something, though, too, also I want y'all to really, really understand. we come from a place where the majority of the time we was not taught anything. Nobody was showing us nothing, you know. And you know, I could vouch for that. You know, me and bro come from the same background, same family, love our family and everything like that. But it wasn't like it was people around us saying, "Hey, take this direction. This is how you start a business. This is how you do this. This is how you grow." So it's something important to understand when you come from that type of place, which is the majority of people who come from our culture. You know, look for coaches and mentors, people around you who have done exactly what you're trying to do. And don't be afraid to pay for it. Don't be afraid to pay for it. 18, 19, and 20-year-olds. I think about this all the time. I'm like, if I could go back and I was 18, 19, and 20 years old when I was trying to do so much on my own by myself, if I knew a Johnny or a Jonathan and I could go around them and say, hey, I'll give you $300-400 a week, I would do it. I would do it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's your future. You know what I'm saying? So put yourself in a position where you could find people who are doing the things that you want to do. Mentors, coaches. Nowadays, you can look online and find coaches or mentors and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So find coaches, find mentors, and if you got to pay for it, pay for it. It's worth it. It's your future, you know? You're going to go and spend that money on a nice car or maybe even towards your business when you don't even know how to start the business anyways, and you're going to lose it all. I tell everybody I went broke 4 times before I finally got my business going. 4 times. Lived in my car twice. But I didn't have the same mindset to understand, you know what? I need mentorship. I need a coach. When I figured that part out, I did it. You know what I'm saying? And then it worked, right? But before all of that, I didn't understand that because we wasn't taught that. So definitely look for mentorship. Definitely find a coach and listen and learn. All of us need guidance. Still, even today, I still need guidance. I'm pretty sure y'all probably still got OGs who y'all, you know what I'm saying? You need guidance, young men. So definitely find mentorship and don't be afraid to be led. You got to be led before you become a leader.
Hey, Paul, sometimes it's not even about money. Sometimes you have to just be around people because they're willing to learn. Stop being scared to ask questions.
Yeah,
That's the main problem for us because we feel like we macho. We feel like, oh, we know what we're doing, you know. But if you have somebody in your ear saying, hey, do it this way, it might be a good idea. It ain't going to hurt you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Let me add to that real quick. And I always tell people, if you're the smartest person in your circle, you're in the wrong circle.
Wrong circle, man.
True.
You're in the wrong circle.
That's just facts.
Period.
That's just facts.
You
If
know
you're
what
the
I'm
smartest
saying?
person or the richest person in your circle,
You're in the wrong
you're in the
circle.
wrong circle
Absolutely
because you
wrong
can't learn anything, and not to down anyone, but if everybody's equal to me or beneath me, what can I learn?
Yeah.
So I have to have greater minds. I have to have people with more money so I can learn different things that they've learned to get to where they're at. For them, for their education that they have, for the knowledge that they have, I need that because that's where success is. Knowledge is success.
Yeah.
That's why they said if you want to learn it, knowledge is power, because that's truth. When you actually learn and understand, there's nothing you can't accomplish.
Not at all. And you know, Jonathan, one of the reasons why I pointed out the part with the money is because we see so many people in our community going get their check and then put it towards stupid things, things that's not going to help them grow and benefit them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You'll
that's
go
true.
put down $10,000-15,000 on a car that you're going to get repoed in about 6-7 months. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, take some of that money and go get a coach.
Invest.
Or, you know, invest it in yourself. Invest it in your growth. You know, don't invest in what's going to look good or feel good. Invest it in something that's going to help your future. You know, so that's why
I believe in that too. I was just saying, it ain't all about that too. Sometimes it's just about who you be around. And some kids be scared to ask questions because you know I see young kids all the time. And they want to start something, they want to do something, but they be scared. You know, I'm like, hey man, all you gotta do is this. Or ask your uncle, ask your daddy, or you know, you just lead them in the right direction.
Definitely, and that's also too if you could get around those people. That's why I say if you gotta pay, you know, we gotta pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know a lot of us don't even know where to start when it comes to that. But nowadays you could go online. You know what I'm saying? And oh shoot, he do exactly what I'm doing. Let me go on and pay for that service. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I remember when I was and it's funny we're gonna talk about him in a minute, but when I was listening to people like you know Kevin Samuels or the lead attorney and others, and it was like they charge $500-600, sometimes even $1,000 an hour, you know, for the information that they're gonna give you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I can't sit here and say that ain't worth it. You know, I actually did pay to get some consulting when it came down to starting a live stream with the lead attorney. I actually paid for it, you know, myself, and it helped big time, you know. For that, at that hour and a half, 2 hours I paid for his services, it helped. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. You could almost skip the line when you have a coach or a mentor. You know, that's what I'm saying. So, all right, cool. So, talking about Kevin Samuels, I want to go on to the next, and this is for the ones who I know you've listened to Kevin Samuels, bro, and I don't know who else here have listened to Kevin Samuels. But the next question I'm going to go into is actually a current event. So a couple of weeks ago, a very famous YouTube creator who I was just talking about, who went by the name of Kevin Samuels, he has passed away, and a lot of women celebrated his death. You know, we all seen it, which was crazy. A lot of women, you know, and a lot of women from our community, you know, most of them didn't like how Kevin Samuels would tell women, you know, the truth and call out their flaws and everything like that. So my question is, if you watch Kevin Samuels, what do you think about his content, and was he wrong by expressing to women what men wanted? You know, we'll start with JY.
Man, I feel like he wasn't wrong, because he was giving these women the truth. You know, he was saying what a lot of men was afraid to say. So for that, man, I'll give him a round of applause, because even right now, there ain't too many men out there.
Say a round of applause.
Yeah, for real, bro. You know, it's still a lot of men out there still afraid to say what's on their mind. You know what I'm saying? They rather just let the women say what they want to say and just act like they don't hear it and just move on instead of correcting them at they mistake what they doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because how many men out there is really going up to a woman telling her that she out of shape? Or a man that's with a woman right now telling a woman she out of shape? Men is afraid to do that. You know, so I'm just trying to say, he spoke for the man and said things that men wouldn't say. And that's what, you know, for that, I give Kevin Samuels props, because that ain't an easy task, you know. He risked his whole life doing that. So, you know, he put his life on the line to do that, you know. I mean, his whole career. I put his whole career. I'll say that on the line to do that. So, yeah.
Real talk. All right. Who else have listened to Kevin Samuels here? All right. Johnny.
And I've had this talk multiple times. I agree with some of his messages. I don't agree with his delivery.
Okay.
Like there's a lot. Obviously, there's a lot of value in what he was saying. There's a lot of value in the points he was making. The way he done it, to me, was unnecessary. You don't have to be harsh. You have to understand how people learn. And I guess, you know, you're trying to create a media empire. So you need some type of gimmick. I get that. So his gimmick was being truthful but being harsh. That's why a lot of women celebrated his death, which was foul. I will say that. You never celebrate anyone's death, especially a black man. That's foul. But I kind of see the dynamic of it. He was a little too harsh. He could have gave the same message, but a lot nicer. But he was truthful. Yeah. In a lot of ways, he was truthful, so I respect that.
Okay. Well, I got something to cap on that, what Jonathan said. I was going to say, all right, with the harshness, what you trying to say, you know, what nice way to put it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, say if you trying to tell your woman that you're with to lose weight, what's the nice way to say it? Because it really ain't no nice way.
There is a nice way.
You know,
There is a nice way. Baby, don't take this the wrong way, but I need you to be around. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I want you to get healthy. I want you to be healthy so we can grow old together. So at 90 years old, I could be holding your teeth, you could be holding mine, whatever. Put a little joke in there. You know, but the point is, I want you to be around. So what I want to do is let's start working out together. Let's change up our diets. Let's eat differently.
You have to pray about that, Johnny, when you're delivering something to a woman, because they're so emotional.
But if you understand your woman, you know how to speak to her.
Yeah, but, I mean, either way, I don't think the delivery, if you live it strong, soft, they still going to be hurt by it. I mean, I'm just saying.
No, women are emotional.
I feel the same way.
Women are emotional. But the point still being is you can say something in a manner that's not disrespectful. That's the point. He was downright disrespectful at times.
I think with him, he's just a so direct person. Like, he don't know other way. He didn't. No, Cause I done met people like that as men, like they just direct, like a lot of old.
You from the South, bro? So I heard that's all it was.
Our uncles
my grandfather came from
and
the
stuff
South,
like
so,
that. They boom and that's it. My granddaddy, they don't play. They say it's gonna sound mean to you, and you like, whoa, granddaddy, you just told me to go kill myself.
But what is the thin line between being direct, being arrogant, and being disrespectful?
I mean,
That's what you have to look at.
yeah.
You know, I know a lot of direct people. They say what they mean and they mean what they say. And that's cool. That's cool. Being direct is cool. But when you're purposefully trying to be disrespectful, when you're hanging up on people, when you're dropping people, when you calling out people their names so you can get ratings, that's disrespectful. That's different.
I don't think I can say they was calling him. So
no, definitely. It's a gimmick.
yeah,
It's a gimmick.
you don't want no direct from this person, I wouldn't call him.
Listen, the women that called him and got abused, they got to take that up with themselves because they called.
Yeah, that's
so
all thing I'm saying.
that is what it is. And they knew what type of person he was. They seen the show. They knew how he is. So don't get mad if you call someone who's disrespectful and then he becomes disrespectful. You can't get mad at that because you signed up for that.
Yeah.
So I'm not debating that. I'm just saying, to me, it's a gimmick. Everything is a gimmick, especially in the media. It's a gimmick.
I mean, it's a couple of things that I want to point out in regards to Kevin Samuels. Okay, so first and foremost, the one thing that I want to point out, for one, I was watching Kevin Samuels when he was at 60, 70,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? When he was right before he started talking to women, when he was like talking to men at first. So right before he started talking to women, before he just really blew. And when he blew, that's when I started telling a lot of other people about him, you know what I'm saying, and things like that, because I thought I was just watching him as a regular content creator. You know, it's like, oh wow, this dude is very direct, you know, with men, not even talking to women. And one thing that I wanted to say about Kevin Samuels is that he was the same way, if probably even more harsh with men when he was talking to men. So this was before he was even talking to women. And when he was doing that, you know, women were agreeing, you know, chiming in. Yeah, that's right. You know, that's how we feel too when it come down to the men and everything like that, right? So it was no issues. But we have to understand something. Kevin Samuels, yes, he took that energy over to talk to the ladies, but he wasn't who he was until he started talking to the women. And the women blew Kevin Samuels up. It wasn't the men. The men were listening to him and things like that at first, getting advice and everything, which he was doing a great job with that, you know, being direct. But the women is the ones who went over there, supported him, and blew his platform up when it came down to it. So I understand the part of him being direct because he is a very direct person, but we also got to look at this. We hear songs like, I don't want no scrubs. It ain't nothing but the rent. You know, I don't want no small dude, 5'1", that's too small dick energy. All of these type of things we hear all the time. The second that we say one little thing about a woman, that's truthful. You know what I'm saying? Our preferences, what we prefer as a man, we get condemned. The truth condemn us. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So that's the thing that I look at, because, you know, if that's a woman on there saying, oh, I'm not going to mess with no fuck boy. You know what I'm saying? No little dick nigga. You know, and all of that. Nobody say nothing. Everybody, you go, girl. You go, girl. But the second that a man says something like that, oh my God, misogynistic. You know what I'm saying? So as a man, it's almost like I gotta stand up for what Kevin Samuels did, because women been doing this for a long time, and it's time that men tell their truth as well, because if men don't start telling their truth, the divorce rate is going to continue to sink, and men is going to start saying, you know what? Forget American women. I'm leaving. I'm going to get my woman somewhere else. So that's why women were listening to him, because they knew he was telling the truth. No matter how hard it was, he was telling the truth, and they all are looking to change because they see they cannot get the man that they want.
Yeah, that's what he's basically saying. He's letting them know, in your situation right now, you come to this man, you want a successful man, and you got 3 kids. You got this. You have this. The type of baggage you have, you might not be able to get this, but go over here and look for here. Don't disregard this man. Like you say sometimes, about a man that's making 40, 50,000, but you want a 6-figure nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to look over here, because, look, you coming with something that this man probably, he wants something else.
Yeah. You know?
No, I agree.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, like, I definitely could see your side too, bro, because, like, it shocked all of us when we started listening to him. I'm not gonna lie, it shocked the whole world when he came out. So I get that part, but after listening to him for a while, and seeing how the women reacted and how it was really helping people.
Yeah,
I got to give it up to the dude, man. He was definitely, what he called himself, the Godfather. He was the Godfather when it came down to that. And he started something that I think is going to really help the community of men when it come down to podcasts, when it come down to men having their own platforms and things like this, because now you're seeing this a lot more. And I think this is going to do nothing but help men and help even better relationships going into the future, because now women are like, well, I want to hear men more now. You're starting to see that now. Women want to hear more of what men got to say, you know? Now, you can't change what can't be changed, but you see women trying now differently, you know, before this all came out. So yeah. Anybody else want to say anything about Kevin Samuels? All right. So we got a topic that just actually came up yesterday. So I was like, I got to throw this on here. You know what I'm saying? And this is a topic talking about Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get everybody, you know, I want to hear everybody chime in on this. So a very famous couple, Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey, broke up yesterday. Well, it came out yesterday. Yeah. It came out for the first time. Was this a relationship you seen lasting in Hollywood or no? You know, starting, you know, with the bro. And then after this time, we'll start going around like that. So
actually, man, I didn't see it lasting. I mean, Lori Harvey, I mean, she beautiful, you know? I mean, but Michael B is just, he's still too young, you know. He got too much money, too young. He's a Hollywood star right now. So with that being said, I mean, of course he ain't ready to settle down. There's too many women out there chasing after him. You know, he got too many options, way too many options being how big as he is. So, I mean, with that being said, I didn't see it lasting at all. You know, I mean, if it was like, you know, 20 years later, Michael B. Jordan at his 50s or something like that, maybe, yeah, I could see it lasting. But at his age, nah, I doubt it.
But he's 35, JY.
Exactly, that's still young.
She's 25.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean that too. But yeah, I mean,
and they also said that, and I should have pointed that out. They said in some reports that he broke up with her because he wanted to basically move further in the relationship and she didn't.
And that's what I was going to say. You need to understand why they broke up.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, it was more because she's young.
Yeah. And
she thinks because she's dated half of Hollywood that she wants to do more when he actually wanted to settle down. He actually, because he is a leading man. And in Hollywood, when you're a leading man, especially a black leading man, Hollywood execs want to see you in a certain light. They want to see a family man. They want to see consistency. They want people that they know they're not going to have any problems with. So when you got a wife and kids, they know you're secure. They know that you're grounded and you're going to focus on work. Not when you out there partying, jumping from girl to girl, doing all that. They don't want those type of dudes.
I want to say something on that. How you know he wasn't doing it as a chess move? Maybe doing it because he knows she ain't ready. He like, you know, I'm ready to move on. Maybe it's his own thought, like, you know what? There's a lot going on out there. Maybe I want to test the waters a little more. And she kind of too serious. And okay, let me pop her with the question because I know she ain't ready to try to end his relationship, move on. It could be something like that.
But
too.
you got to realize this is the same.
Either
And I'm never going to down a black woman. I'm just not about that. But in the same token, this is the same young woman who dated Diddy and his son. Stop it. Stop it. Come on now. Michael B. Jordan comes from a strong family. He still lived with his mother, father, and grandmother until like a year or two ago when he just bought his own home. But he bought a house for all of them. They all lived under the same roof. With those type of fundamental principles, you think he really out there jumping around and doing this and that? No. She's the one who wanted to party and be out there and be in the streets, and he wasn't about that life.
Well, he said he had finally found love, so I think he was really in love with her. But I just think, you know, if it's a relationship and the tabloid saying this was the best relationship, it wasn't nothing negative, and man, how can a relationship with negative last if they had a good relationship and it don't last? I'm just saying it's that's difficult.
Honestly, I didn't even understand why he picked her.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a buck.
I mean, you know why. I mean,
okay, yeah, you
top of that Steve Harvey's or
that. You look like something. I give you that. You look like something. Yeah. But okay, past looks, what are you about? Yeah. What are you about? Like, he's 35. He's cemented in Hollywood. He has a clear path.
Great actor.
What really can she offer him? What type of conversations can she offer him?
But that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe it was a chess move. why he broke it up. He knew she wasn't
It
ready.
wouldn't
He
have made
like,
sense to be a chess
No,
move.
it was it'd been a probably was chess moves for her.
It was definitely a chess move for her,
Yeah.
but not for him. That makes no sense because he's way out of her league. Literally, he's out of her league. Yeah, she cute, she all that stuff, but she 25.
Yeah, it's just her dad.
I mean,
you
but
know,
most men who are in that position, they're going to be out of that, whoever they choose, league. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you got anything to say about this?
Nah,
Swag?
bro, I ain't really been tapped into that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
This is what I would say straight up, and I'm just gonna be real about this whole situation when it come down to it. You cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. You
Facts.
cannot turn a hoe
Yeah, that's facts.
into a housewife. That's a fact. You know. And this is another thing, because Michael B is a man who could demand what he want. Universally, and we talked about this on the last episode. Universally, what do men want? Universally, men want a traditional woman.
Absolutely.
Lloyd Harvey is not no traditional woman. She is a modern, independent boss babe. And Michael B. Jordan, for the long haul, that was not going to work long term.
I mean,
Long term, he was going to pick something different. I don't look.
he more structured than
This
her, I
this
think, too,
this is the
so.
thing. You know what I'm saying? And we all go through this and things like that at certain times. But a lot of times we go straight for the looks.
Yeah,
We don't
it's
look
bad.
at her flaws.
That's bad.
We don't look at what she's been through. We don't look at her promiscuous past, which we should, because that matters to us, right?
Yeah, it do
but we
matter.
don't look at those things, right? So we end up realizing later, oh no, like this is not who I want. Look at this happened with Devin Franklin. Him and Megan Good. What happened? It did not last. I called that out the day they became public. I said, "Oh, this is not going to last.
Yeah, that didn't.
This
make
is not
sense
going to
me.
last."
I know them both.
you
That
know?
didn't make sense.
We seen with Kanye and Kim.
See
Everybody
what
knew
what
that.
she just did, didn't
Yeah. Who you
Kim.
talking about?
it?
Yeah.
She just brought up she kissed the dude, and now she thinks they got feelings for him.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
this. Kanye
Yeah.
paid for everything.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
weird.
That's what I'm saying. That didn't last. So we seeing this happen over and over and over again. And what I would tell men in those positions, look, stop picking these women who are not traditional women when you know that's what you want. You could demand, and when you're in a position where you could demand what you want, go and get you the woman that's going to be in support and help you build your foundation as a man. Not a woman who want to be out the house doing her own thing, not worried about what you doing at home and what you got going on. Why in the hell are you worried about getting with that woman? Because she look good. That shit is not going to last. It's not.
Let me jump in and
It's
say
gonna fade
this.
away.
Let me
You know
jump
what
in
I'm
and say
saying?
this very quickly. Devon and Megan made more sense. It made
Hell
more
no.
sense. No, it
Somebody
made.
Megan Good?
Yes.
Hell
Let me
no.
say why. Let me say why.
Never that.
Let me say why.
What?
Because
Appreciate it.
no, this is why. Because
I can tell you know them.
she was on the verge of really trying to change and go into a new direction.
You
Life.
can't change someone,
hold
bro.
on. No.
She is
She
who
was
she
on.
was.
She was trying to change, not him. She was trying to change.
You are
when
who you are.
When she met him, look, when women get older, they try to put away their past and they start looking for different things because they want different outcomes. So she been with 50. She's been with several other of the same type of dudes, right? All of that catalog. So now Devon is completely different than any man she's ever dealt with. So when he came to her in such a way that she's never known, never felt, he didn't want to have sex with her. When every other man wanted to have sex with her, he's like, no, I'd rather marry you. Really think about that. When a man with status come at you so differently and don't treat you like a piece of property, like a piece of meat, that does something to you mentally.
Yeah,
That's why.
But you cannot turn a woman into something that she is not. That was a
No,
bad
no.
move
It
by
wasn't-
Devin
it-
Franklin.
It wasn't
and he
something-
realized that.
It wasn't something that she wasn't that, but it was something that she was trying to be. The only real mistake is that they moved too quick, and he should have took more time and realized that it was going to be harder for her to change in a time frame that he wanted than it would have been.
Too hard to almost impossible. See, a lot of women out there got to understand something. Like, what I'm saying right now is not trying to like belittle a woman, because there's a lot of men that ain't ready for those type of things as well. The only thing that I'm saying is that women got to understand, just as hard as it was to get your education, it's just as hard to learn how to be a wife. if you do not have those wifely traits, you are not a wife. Period. You can't just go and just try to become a wife. That was the bad move that people like Devin Franklin, Michael B, and who we just talked, Kanye. That was wrong moves on their behalf by trying to turn a person into something that they was not, and something that they have not even did ever in their life. They wasn't raised that way. They wasn't raised to learn how to be wives and everything like that. You know, like you cannot turn unmarriageable women into marriageable women. It is impossible. You can't do it. And men should start looking at the woman's past and letting her lead with what she wants. I want to. If you're a wife, I want to see that you're a wife. I want to see how you move, your Instagram. I want to see just how you go about your everyday. I want to see all of that. And if she's showing you something different than wifely traits, why are you going to put a ring on her finger? Because she's cute, because she's pretty. It's a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to men who are successful, that's the prize. You know why? Because those men, it's only about 15% of those men when it comes down to 100,000 and up. You know what I'm saying? It's only about 15%. It's what? It's a lot of beautiful women. That's easy. That's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So women leading with their beauty thinking that that's it. No, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? I've told this to women before, straight up, just being honest. Your beauty ain't enough. Yeah. It ain't enough.
But then they gonna argue with you about the past thing. Like, you know, I mean, I know when I was growing up, I was taught that, like, you know, from my grandmother though, she was like, you know, you gotta look at a woman's. A woman that's in the street, you ain't gonna want to bring her home to us. You know, she had a thing like she with 3 or 4 men at that time. That's a bad thing, you know what I'm saying, at our age of being a youngster, you know, going to college and stuff. But they're going to argue that, Paul, like, why y'all can do it? You worried about what I'm doing in the bed? And you know, they argue that now.
But leave them.
Yeah.
I'm not finna, look, I'm not wasting my time arguing back and forth with you. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, I'm not wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? Now, we could, you know, we could be separated and still, you know, be cool or kicking it. And I'm doing me and you doing you, but I am not finna wife you up. It going through having confrontations, arguments, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, debates, all of that. I'm not finna wife you up. You know, you want to go out and run the streets and all that, go run the streets. Yeah. I'm not gonna wife you up, you know? So all the dudes who have wifed these girls up, I don't get it, because you could get any girl that you want, you know? That's why I give props to somebody like Kevin Hart. People condemned him when he first left. Let me tell you why, though. Let me explain something. Let me explain something, right?
I ain't saying that.
And this is why I'm gonna explain the whole situation. So people condemned him when he left his first wife, right, and everything like that. Okay. When it came down to where Kevin Hart was at before he made it, maybe she was good for him at that point in time and didn't have what he was looking for as a man. Now, when he became what he became and he was able to require more as a man that was in his position, he went and found more of a stay-at-home, you know, woman that was going to raise his kids and do a lot of the things that was needed at that time because of where he was at as a man, right? He even put himself in position where the whole world, saw that he went out there and cheated. She still was there at the end of the day. The whole world condemning her. Why you still with him? Why you still here? When we know all the time that do not happen. We see these women out running the streets, this and that. We haven't heard. And I'm not saying what happens behind. We don't know. But we already know, Johnny. We know. If it's a slight thing that came out, Kevin Hart woman was out with this dude or that dude, that's getting blown up everywhere. So that's all I'm saying. You know, at the end of the day, he went and found something that worked. He wasn't looking for no celebrity woman or anything like that. And Kevin Hart could have got whoever he wanted. Yeah. He could have got whoever he wanted. Right. He could have got a Lori Harvey or any of these girls. Yeah. But he went and got somebody who nobody really knew, who was ready to have kids and you know, be there to support him as the man that he is and be a good wife. And he found that. That's all I'm saying, you know, so that's all I'm saying from that.
What you got to say, Johnny? What you got to say?
What you got? I want to hear what you got to say about that. Like, you know.
I'm going to leave that alone.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
Yeah, and it could be stuff behind closed doors that happen. But I'm saying we all know that the way this media works, if it's something that's going on, it's going to get found out in a way that it's going to get blown up and out of, you know, it's going to get blown up. You know?
Let me just say this, and not about them specifically.
Yeah.
But let me just say this. When you're a powerful man, right, and you have everything that you want and everything you need, you will go get a woman who's beautiful, who's this and that. You'll put some kids in her, and you can go off and cheat. She's not going to leave because she's accustomed to a lifestyle that she would have never gotten. She's accustomed to things that she would have never gotten. So she's going to give you so much grace to really do what you want. And in most cases, the underline is going to be, don't go out and embarrass me. Be strategical about what you're doing. If you feel like you need to do something, I can't stop you, but don't embarrass me.
Yeah.
Don't get caught.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying, but in most cases, in that type of environment, it's more of, I'm going to do me, but I'm going to respect you.
But not with a woman who don't have wifely traits like Lori Harvey. You know, like
No,
Jada Pinkett. You know, like Megan Good. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like Kim Kardashian. You know,
All-
I'm
but
just saying that he went out and found him one who had wifely traits that was going to go and play her position and role and do the things that was going to be in supportive of him and the family. That's what he went out and found.
More like common sense.
Yeah, I mean, you know how many women out here nowadays even got that?
Right. Common sense is not that common.
95% of them don't have it.
Sense is
You know,
not that common.
so
Yeah.
that's all I'm giving him.
No,
I'm giving him
definitely.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So yeah.
Definitely.
Anybody else got anything on this topic? All right, cool. Let's go to now. This topic is kind of out of our world and everything like that, but it's been a big case, and I just want to know how men feel about it because it's a case that he won in court. So basically, Johnny Depp, he had a civil suit going against him with his wife Amber Heard, from alleging that he was beating on her and hitting on her and things like that, and she actually won a nice amount in the divorce settlement from this case and everything, right? So Johnny Depp took her to court and he won the case, $10 million and everything like that. So I wanted to know, was this a win in your eyes for men with Johnny Depp going to court after getting trashed? Because we know Johnny Depp for the last, almost 7-8 years have been trashed in Hollywood because of this situation with Amber Heard. When's the last movie we saw Johnny Depp on? Pirates of the Caribbean? You know,
Where she got fired from.
Yeah, when she got fired from because of this case. So is this a win for men with him going to court, which he wasn't even going to do this at first, but he decided to sue her, went to court and cleared his name a little bit and won $10 million. Was this a win for men or not, or it's whatever, or how do you feel about it? Oh, well, this time we'll start from you, Johnny, and go around like that.
Definitely a win.
Okay.
Definitely a win. And it is so crucial that it happened in the time frame that it happened, because not knocking women in no way, shape, or form, but because the Me Too movement has been so powerful over the last few years, and so many men have been wrongfully accused, imprisoned, and all these different things, for us to finally get a win, for us to finally see a woman, especially a white woman, destroy a great actor. And Johnny Depp is a great actor. Destroy his character, destroy his momentum in Hollywood over lies. Straight lies. He had multiple receipts that she was lying on everything. That's why he won. But to see this and to see that when a woman says something, it's not the Bible. It's not always true. Yes, there are cases when a woman says something and name abuse and all these different things. Yes, it's true. But in not every case is true. So it's great that we see that a woman can say something and we can dispute that and win and get monetary gains for winning, because he lost hundreds of millions and only won 15 million back. Man. But he lost the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise alone was like $1 billion. He got fired. And so many other movies that he had in the can, they stopped production. They fired him they threw him off. So definitely a win.
Yeah. And it was supposed to be 15, but it came out to like 10-3 or something like that, right?
Yeah, he won 15, but I think they changed it because she's actually broke.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for real.
Hey, it's on her, man. It's on her. All right.
Yeah, I think it's a win. You know, it's a positive thing that show that a man can go to court and fight for his rights. You know what I'm saying? But the only issue I have, as a white man, not a black man going to court. See too many of them in the black race. A lot of them losing. You go in court with a woman, they tear you alive. So we just got to keep uplifting, man, and keep praying about, all these situations, because it got to get better before it can get even worse.
Yeah, real talk. All right, Swag.
I was tapped in just a little bit on that situation, but like just talking amongst my mom and my sister, and it was going on about the whole incident. I was just like, you know what, it was good that a female got exposed for lying. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been lied on a couple times. You know what I mean? And if it felt like okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Finally, somebody bringing these females to the front, and they really got to sit here and explain themselves, and oh, he did this to me, he did that to me, but you didn't sat here and took a number 2 on the dude's bed. You crazy? Get up out of here.
Out your mind, man.
Right.
You out your mind.
Hey, Paul, to touch back on that though, I think what would be a great thing is if a lot of these women that's doing the lying and doing the things the mess their families and lives up, they need to be held accountable.
Yeah.
Give them some time
100%.
and go to jail and prison and
Yeah,
stuff
for
like
real.
that and see how that feels, to be lied on.
I agree with that 100%. That's a good point. All right, bro.
Yeah, I believe. I mean, that was a win situation, for Johnny Depp, because I believe it's payback. You know what I'm saying? That was payback, because I believe she was his downfall. Why his career went down. You know what I'm saying? I think she was playing a role right as a wife and being his helpmate and being there for it and motivating him and rising his head up to make him be better. I think all that his career would have never went downhill. So I feel like that's payback, Yeah. So yeah, it's a win for men right there.
Let me jump in real fast and just add one real quick thing. The reason I said white woman, and just go with me on this. The reason I said white woman is because when you look at throughout history, you look at Emmett Till, you look at Rosewood, you look at all these black communities and civilizations that have been destroyed off the lies of a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
And even though this is a super small victory, it's still a beginning of something.
Yeah.
That's why I say a white woman.
Yeah. Also, too, before I break this down, hey, in the back, we can kind of hear y'all chattering a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, it was definitely a win for men. Now, what Jonathan said was really important, because we have to look at that part too. We have not saw this happen for a black man yet. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's a win for men, so it's going in the right direction, right? But this also, it's important for a lot of, men out there to understand something with this whole situation. Whoever you pick, whether it's your girlfriend, your future wife, whatever, whoever you pick is going to be the most important decision that you make in your life.
True.
It's going to be more important in your business. It's going to be more important, to be real, than your family. It's going to be more important than your job. I don't care what you're doing. Who you put next to you will be the absolute most important, biggest investment you ever make in your life. That's why it's important that we talk about these things as men, because we seeing the Kanye West and the Devin Franklins and the Johnny Depps and all them, what they're going through and what they have went through because of the woman that they chose. You know what I'm saying? For one, to be real, if you want to really break it down, it's no clear benefit for a man to be married. It's a benefit for the woman, but it's no clear-cut benefit. So if you're going to do it, make sure you pick the right woman and make sure you're in a position as a man, to where you could set things up in a way to where it's going to be a benefit for you as a man as well. Maybe you want to have kids, so you got to pick the right. That's where some of the benefits come in. You pick the right woman to have your seeds with, somebody who's going to kind of, come behind you and live life after you. That's where it becomes somewhat of a benefit for men. But you have to be in the right position for that, and you got to be ready to have the options to choose the right person. That's another thing I just want to point out really quick, too. Make sure when it comes down to it, you put yourself in the right position before you even choose. Make sure you have more options as a man, because sometimes a lot of us men, we're not ready, and we go and get in these relationships, and we're just getting one of the options we have available to us at that time, which that person probably is not ready to get married. You as a man, you're not ready to get married yet. So that's going to be a toxic relationship.
But Paul, like you said, we have a choice. But I think most of the time we as people, we have to get in and investigate too more as men.
Yeah,
you need to get in and
course.
talk to
Real.
their dads, talk to their aunties, be around some of the family, watch some of their traits.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, everything with a woman, because
Yeah.
they have some bad traits too.
100%. That's why I said it's going to be the biggest investment you ever make in your life. You know, treat it just as important. You know how hard it is to start a business or whatever. To be honest, that is going to be even more important. You know, all of y'all have kids, right?
Yeah,
You know, I'm probably the only one that don't got kids. That's going to be more important than raising your kids. The woman that you put next to you, because that woman, how many men, we know men who have committed suicide because of that woman. We don't know men who have committed suicide because they had issues too much. I'm not saying they don't happen, but issues with their kids that maybe they can't fix later. But when it come down to that woman, we've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, it happened in our own family. It happened. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it happens when it comes to men. So that's a very, very big investment. And hey, bravo to Johnny Depp, man, for getting something out of it. Like you said, Johnny, he lost hundreds of millions, right? So he not getting that back, but he got something. So he got to feel good going forward because for one, he cleared his name to a certain place to where now people may see, you know what? Wow, I didn't know she was lying. So it may get him some gigs back, you know, going and get him back in that acting
He just
world.
got a gig
You know
back.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So he needed
He'll
that
get some
win,
get back.
you
He's
know?
a great actor.
Yeah, he needed that. So, hey, bravo to Johnny Depp. You know what I'm saying? Let's give him that for getting that win. Definitely. All right, this is one that we gotta talk about, this current event right here, because this is our community, man, and you know, all of us being black men at this table, it's important that we bring this. But we saw a couple of weeks ago, Young Thug and his YSL crew, 23 members of them, all got locked up on RICO charges. And they talking about football numbers to life right now when it come down to them and everything like that. You know, this is the same type of charges that we saw happen with 6ix9ine and his crew, Casanova and his crew, and a lot of right now it's a lot of like gangs that are also going through getting RICO charges and everything like that. So this is something that we see now out there. It's a way. I'm not saying that they didn't do the crime, but it looked like it's a way to round up a lot of people that's a part of a crew or whatever like that and get them all put in jail. So I want to know, what do you think about this, and what would be your advice to young men who are in these type of circles, you know, when it come down to this type of situation, you know, RICO charges and all that? What do you think about this with Young Thug, and what would be some advice you would probably give to young men who are in these positions with crews and in gangs, you know, starting with you, John?
I said it earlier. If you're the richest or the smartest person in your circle, you're in the wrong circle.
Yeah.
Period. So my thing with this, history have shown you that the government is always trying to lock up black men because it's profitable. So if you know this, and then if you're blessed to get in a situation where you are the breadwinner in your family, you have responsibilities. You have to realize that it's not just about my dudes on the corner and all this and that. You got your moms, your grandma, your aunts, uncles, all these people now looking at you to be the head of the family. You have to be wiser. You have to realize that if I'm not free, then I can't help my family. I'm building something, and I can't build something around all you knuckleheads. So you have to separate yourself. It's a business. Music, entertainment, all this stuff, and that's what people fail to realize. It's a business first. People are so focused on trying to look a certain way on social media and all this old stupid stuff. You became a rapper. Maybe, yeah, you had the passion to do it, but you became a rapper to get out the hood.
Yeah.
So if you became a rapper to get out the hood, why the hell you still in the hood?
Man.
Can't play both
Why?
sides.
Right. Why not? You look at Young Dolph. And I do agree that when you get out the hood, you should, like we said earlier, mentorship. I agree with mentorship tremendously. Go buy up your neighborhood. Go build jobs. Go do these things. But you have to realize you can't live in the hood once you're rich. Once you become a multimillionaire, you can't live in the hood. You can't mess with them people like that.
But John, I really, not to cut you, but I don't agree with that in a sense. It's not fair that a person comes out of somewhere and you have to run from that. That is a disgrace for our race.
Life ain't fair.
No, I'm just saying that is a disgrace. I'm saying because you should be supported. If you're giving back to the kids, you're doing something, it should be a more support. And people got to start helping support that.
No, I said go buy up your hood.
Yeah,
go
no, I'm saying you shouldn't even have to move
those
out.
things.
You know what I'm saying, JY?
Listen, you need to move out because everyone around you is not for you.
I agree that you shouldn't have to.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
No,
But
you shouldn't have to.
But you have to. But you better.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to.
Well, Paul, I'm not saying you gotta stay in the same neighborhood you stayed in with no water.
I say get far away. You know what I'm saying?
You shouldn't have to. I agree with that 100%. But come on, common sense. I'm not laying in the same crib. I'm not gonna be that accessible to y'all when I know there's five dudes on the corner that are stick up men. Like, come on, common sense.
And I see it too, Jonathan. I mean, you can put back in the hood without going to the hood too.
Yeah,
look at Magic Johnson. I mean, he never been to the Magic Johnson Theater, but you know what I'm saying? It was showing Magic Johnson Theater right there on Crenshaw, though, right?
Probably the grand
I'm
opening.
just saying,
But when the screen pop on, he right up there. You know? But he ain't never been up in there.
Hey, JY, he should have sent his advisories.
Yeah. I mean,
there's too many black people, not to cut him off, but there's too many black people in the hood that's making it and getting murdered.
Yeah, for real.
Like common sense sometimes.
Yeah, that's the sad part about it, man. That's all I was saying. I was just saying.
No, it's absolutely
crazy
sad, but it's
we
realistic.
We that jealous of someone that's doing great. You know, so that's all I'm saying. It's crazy.
We come from a culture. We come from a culture where we got almost 200 years of self-hatred. We come from a culture where the powers that be have spent trillions of dollars to keep us in a slave mentality and a crab in a barrel mentality. We don't want to see each other shine. We have that there can only be one mentality. You see a Tyler Perry, you see a Oprah Winfrey, you see a Jay-Z, you see a Michael Jackson. You believe that there can only be one successful, great person. When in reality, there's 100 Michael Jordans, there's 100 Michael Jacksons, there's 100 Oprahs. But they don't let us through the door. They only let us through the door one at a time.
Yeah,
and instead of us, hold on real quick.
Yeah.
And instead of us being smart enough to create our own table, we're always trying to get to their table.
Yeah.
That's the problem in the black community. Every other community understands that. Fuck their table. We creating our own table.
They want to eat off your table
But we so busy trying to get to their table where we don't belong instead of creating our own table. That's why there's only one Tyler Perry. There's only one of these people because they're not letting us in their doorway or at their table instead of creating our own.
Yeah, and real quick, and I wanted to go to you, Swag. Just off of what you said, I just wanted to say something, and you're very, very 100% right about that. But that's something that's been indented in us as black people from day one. Like, think about it. Like, back in the days, we had to battle to work inside of the house. We had to battle to, get this part of the house. They put us in position as black individuals from day one to have to battle each other for better positioning while they watched and laughed. You get what I'm saying? So this is something that have traumatized us from day one. But what I tell a lot of individuals now is that we cannot continue to use that as an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. It's been indented in us, and it's something that we had to do since day one. And when we come from the hood and we come from nothing, we see somebody moving up. It's almost like that battle, that competitive, and hatred spirit come in us that was indented in us from day one. That's something that we got to let go because it's not helping us grow. It's the thing that will always pull us back. Think about it. All the most successful people who came up, in hip hop or whatever, Nipsey, Young Dolph, and all of them, they get taken out. They don't even get to live to their full potential. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it just continues to happen. Man. It continued to happen. So it's something that we got to work on. But let's go to you, Swag. I just wanted to point that out. Let's go back to the topic.
The RICO Act.
Point that out real quick. But the RICO Act. What you think about this whole Young Thug situation and everything?
Man, the situation to me, I feel like it's sad because at the same time, it's like growing up, I was always told, be careful who you surround yourself with, and when you conduct business and do certain moves, everybody don't need to know your moves, and everybody don't need to know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And damn, Thug, man, like Thug, Gunna, all them. They making good music. They was out there bailing people out that was locked up for a while. They couldn't afford their bail and everything. Then they get hit with this RICO Act and all this. This mean that the feds been watching y'all. You know what I'm saying, for a cool minute,
for a while,
or it's somebody up in there that's say that they your homeboy, And he for sure fed up. He a fed. He in your circle. He going back reporting every damn thing that y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta keep your circle tight. Not everybody allowed to come to your house. Not everybody allowed to get in your car. Not everybody allowed to even hit you on your phone. Get another line. And for the young dudes that's out there in these groups, because I used to be in the group and everything. And you know what I'm saying? If one person doing one thing, guess what? It's guilty by association. Everybody getting locked up.
Yeah. Real talk, man. We got a lot of good points with that.
Bro. And I agree with Swag, you know, and on top of that, it's very stupid anyway. I mean, the type of where Young Thug is at in his career is dumb. I mean, we should have already learned that from the Young Dolph, you know what I'm saying? The Nipsey Hussle situation is like, why is he going back to the streets? You know what I'm saying? When he already there, he already made it, you know? Still associate themselves with the streets. I mean, you can't do that. Like I said earlier, you can put back in the hood without going to the hood. So I feel like him, you know, be honest, I mean, hey, he deserved it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he should have never went back. He should have learned from his mistakes. I mean, he around what? P. Diddy, Sean Combs. I mean, you know, he around the richest people in the
Birdman.
Birdman, all of them. Yeah, you around them all. You know that. I'm pretty sure they in his ear telling him what to do and what not to do or what not, but he's just not listening. So I think it's just him just being hard.
Drake category, he's on that.
Yeah, he on that. He on the high. He on the high level. You know.
Birdman was his mentor.
Yeah,
exactly.
Birdman, Brian.
So I feel like it was just him just being hard headed why he went back to the streets. Because why you think Birdman is still living to this day? He ain't dealing with none of that. He ain't got no charges, anything like that, because he's going the right path. He's going down the right way.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know what this RICO charge remind me of? You know, y'all probably more familiar of it because of, you know, being older and things like that. But in the 90s, when Clinton was president, and that's what they talk about when it come down to Joe Biden, it was a crime bill that was passed that was sending, you know, law enforcement into homes and just knocking, you know, down their doors. They call themselves looking for gangs and things like that, but they was just running up in people's homes, especially in L.A. You know what I'm saying? This was like right around the times of the riots and everything like that when that bill was passed. That's the bill that everybody get on Joe Biden about, because he was one of the people who passed that bill, right? Yeah. That crime law that was passed for them to do that, that's what kind of remind me of the RICO, you know, thing that they're now locking up a lot of, you know, black individuals, you know, for and things like that. Now, I'm not saying that it ain't no reason to. I don't know what Young Thug did. You know, we don't have no idea. But they're basically taking down entire crews, just like, let's say, for instance, Gunna. The only thing that I saw so far on Gunna was that they said that he was in videos and on social media showing himself throwing up the crew, you know, and also you know, saying that he was a part of it, he was affiliated with the crew and everything like that. That's all we know of Gunna's involvement so far, right? So they even brought him. So that's what I'm saying. They locking up everybody a part of the crew when it comes down to RICO charges because of RICO laws. So when it comes down to that, a lot of young men got to understand that, or I'm talking about young men especially who are in gangs and affiliated in some type of way. You got to understand they are coming for you, and they coming to get all of you. You got to start separating yourself, man. Just like the bro Johnny said, if you are the smartest, if you are the most financially set person in your crew, you're in the wrong crew. You got to go find other people to be around. You know what I'm saying? I got to be honest. We're at that point now where it's like, look, save yourself. And after you build yourself up and everything like that, go and help out one at a time or go help them. But save yourself right now.
Yeah, move out of
You know what I'm saying?
Get away.
But the thing
Start
about
a new
Young
life.
Thug, I mean, like I said, he's around the baby. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, the bird. He's around that crowd. So it's just like, for him to go down that path, I feel like he deserved what came from, because I know he's been in the game way long enough to know what not to do and what to do. You feel me? So for that to happen, I feel like he was just hard-headed and just
he couldn't get the hood out of him. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a lot of us that come from the streets and everything like that, that's the thing that we can't get away from the hood totally. Now, I'm not using Young Thug example. I mean, situation as an example like that, but let's just think about a lot of times after we do get a little something, we get out the hood, we want to go back. You know what I'm saying? Real. Just to visit, you know, things like, and we don't always think about, like, to be honest, should I be here right now? Should I be around this right now? You know, now Young Thug took that to a whole nother level. He was still doing activity in the hood. To what extent, we don't know. But he was doing something with the crew, stuff that he shouldn't have been doing. But so I know we do have a tendency to go back. But Young Thug, yeah, he should have did it differently. He had too many people around him that is dealing with real money, dealing with a whole different world. You know, one of the person who signed Young Thug, I think it was Kevin Lyles. He was on the stand basically crying, saying, "I've never saw this young man do anything. You know, he's he helped so many people and all those other type of things. You know, but he got to understand, you wasn't with Young Thug every day.
Yeah, he wasn't with him.
You don't know what he was doing. They've been investigating Young Thug for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
They said 10 years.
But
Since 2013, they've been investigating this dude. So he's been doing a lot of criminal activity, allegedly.
But
So,
allegedly, because this is the thing.
Allegedly.
The RICO Act, in a lot of cases, is bullshit. Let's keep
yeah.
it a buck. Because in that same premise, okay, if you catch a congressman who done raped somebody, sexual allegations, all this and that, you going to go lock up all of Congress?
Of course they not. You
Of
know
course,
that.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what the RICO
They
Act
barely
really
gonna lock
means.
up the congressman.
Right, but that's what the RICO Act means.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so let's flip it and do that. Let's lock up all the Congress people. Let's lock up all the senators, because we already know all of them.
Happen.
We already know 90% of them done some shit.
That's why I said the RICO law is equivalent to that law that was passed in the 90s.
They don't,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
They don't give them time to lock up. They let them resigned.
Yeah. Remember in the 90s, they was running in the hoods. You know what I'm saying?
They don't even really resign. They pass it off.
That too.
Yeah.
You got to realize a lot of them seats are lifetime seats. They don't resign. They give it to their sons or their daughters. They pass it off.
Yeah. 100%.
If you look it up, a lot of the senators and stuff went
into
through
their
their
retirement
family.
or pass
It's
it
been
on.
it's been in their family for generations.
Yeah.
Generational wealth.
Yeah. So, I mean, we see what it is at the end of the day, man, when it come down to these RICO laws and everything like that, but at the end of the day, when it come down to us, man, we just got to make better decisions too, I'm not going to say it wasn't a law made and built against us that's putting us in these type of positions as well, but we also got to make better decisions, man, when we get the opportunity to change our lives. That's the only way we're going to be able to help others change their lives if we make the right decisions ourselves. So we just got to make sure that we putting that message out there too at the end of the day, So, all right, cool. So, okay. I got a scenario I just wanted to break down. I saw, black men at the table. So I just want to put a scenario on the table and just see what direction would y'all go in if y'all was in this type of position. So, we just had the George Floyd situation happen. Everybody had their opinion about it. And, it was one of the most ruthless things we probably ever saw on television when it came down to a black man getting murdered by the police, right? So I want to just break down the scenario, and I want y'all to give me y'all response on it, on how y'all would deal with it, because we don't talk about this too much in person, and maybe we talk about it to maybe if you have a son or something like that, but we don't talk about this out loud enough. So the scenario is, let's say a young, black man get pulled over by the cops for nothing, and the cops come up to his window, and then the young man asks, "What's wrong, officer?" The officer ignore him and asks him to step out the car. How should that young man deal with that type of a situation after that? Let me start with you, Johnny.
First of all, you need to learn your laws. That's the problem with the black community. You don't have to respond to the cop. You don't have to get out your car. That's the law. You don't have to. Sir, I have no reason to get out this car. I have no weapon. I'm not a threat to you. If you're going to give me a citation, give it to me. Mm-hmm. If not, move around. Period. And if he gets aggressive, sir, I'm calling 911. I would like you to get your lieutenant out here. I would like you to send your lieutenant. Send your lieutenant. Send your captain. Mm-hmm. Period. If you start saying that, they will move on, because that's law. There's no reason for you to ever get out your vehicle. None. Sir, I'm going to put my hands in plain view. I'm not a threat to you at all. I'm not. I refuse to get out my vehicle. I do not have a weapon. I'm not a threat to you. Sir, I feel unsafe. Mm-hmm. Sir, please call your captain, your lieutenant, get them out here immediately. That's all you have to say. And I guarantee you their whole tune will change. Mm-hmm. Their whole tune will change. But we don't know the law. So we because black people are scared of the police, whatever they say, we immediately do. And that's not what the law is. You're only guilty because you don't know the law. You're guilty because you don't know what to do. So you talk a lot, and then you give them something to arrest you for. That's what we do. We give them reasons to arrest us. We give them reasons to do different things. But if you know the law, they can't mess with you. That's it.
All right, Jonathan.
I agree with you to a certain degree on that point. You should do what you said, but I think it depends on the officer that day. It depends on what they going through. If they gonna respect the law, they're gonna respect you. You know what I'm saying? As a civilian, sometimes they supposed to respect you too. So it either can happen two ways. They can do something to you or they don't. Like if you follow the proceeding that you say and do, it's either they're gonna follow that or they just gonna get more aggressive and disobey what they supposed to obey too as an officer, because they have laws and rules, like you said, they have to respect too. But some of them don't.
Hold on real quick. But at that point that they do get more aggressive and they try to snatch you out the car and do all that, don't resist. Let them. Put your hands back. Let them arrest you. And then you sue their ass. Because all of that's on camera. So that's what we don't do also. We don't sue. We let things go. We're so happy to get let go or get out of jail the next morning or whatever, and we let it go. We don't sue. If y'all start suing more, if y'all start doing more things against them, getting them fired, they would change. It's the bully scenario. If I bully you every day, take your lunch money every day, and you don't do nothing about it, guess what? I'm going to keep taking your lunch money. You're an easy mark. There's no reason for me not to take your lunch money. But the minute you fight back, I'm going to stop taking your money. I'm going to stop picking with you because I know that you're not going to let me do it no more. That's the thing. We have to stop allowing them to do whatever they want to do. As long as you allow them to do whatever they want to do, they're going to keep doing it. They have no reason not to.
All right. Swag.
What's the scenario again one time?
Basically, the officer come up to your window and you ask the officer what's wrong. The officer ignores him and asks you to step out the car. How should that young man deal with that situation?
I'm gonna do what the homie said. He said little laws and everything. But if the officer's not respecting that, go ahead, get out the car, keep quiet, and let him do his job. You know what I'm saying? He's just doing a job. Let him do his little searches or whatever and keep it pushing. But when you outside that car yelling and cussing at them, you to put me over for? They not accepting that. You gonna be on the floor, beat up and all that. Just be respectful. They doing their little job or whatever. If you ain't got nothing to whip, if you do got something to whip, just keep it 100 with them and keep it pushing. But if they want to be all aggressive and all this other crazy stuff going on, like Johnny said, they got the dash cam. They'll catch everything. Just I've been in a situation like that where I got out the car and I was with my people and he in the car cussing at the officer, but they let us go just due to my respect of them, just having respect for them and keeping my cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I believe so. Do whatever they say. They say whatever. As long as officer ain't telling you, he about to put on his pants and suck my dick. I mean, do what they say, because you will get locked up. That's for a fact. You know what I'm saying? Because you understand, we young and black, and they put us over for a reason. They know they put us over for the wrong reason too. So they already fired up, already ready for us to make one simple mistake. So with that being said, just follow the routine. Do what they say. They got the dash cameras, like you were saying, Johnny. They got the dash cameras. So
hopefully it's on that day.
Tape. Huh?
Hopefully it's on that day.
Hold up real quick. It's that mentality that makes them keep doing it, though.
No,
just like you saying, do what they say. You don't have to do what they say. That's the thing that you have to realize. You're a grown man.
Okay, can I point something out?
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched that true story on HBO Max called Baltimore Police, the Baltimore corruption that happened about like 7-8 years ago. What they was doing was pulling over people that was doing the right thing, driving right. They had no reason to pull them over, and they got them out the car. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they was respectfully, commanding everything the officer says, but they was robbing them, still beating them up, planting drugs on them, just blocking them up just for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to say, with that being said, sometimes you ain't got to. You can do the right thing or do the wrong, no matter what.
Right.
They pulling you on for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I say just do whatever they say. And if it goes the wrong way, that's what the cameras is for.
No, this is what I'm saying. Do tell them no at first. But if they snatch you and stuff, then of course listen to.
They gonna snatch you when you say no.
Yeah,
They're not.
Well,
They're
let me chime in. One thing we got to remember, we all products of our environment. You got to remember one thing. I come from L.A. County, South Central L.A. Our biggest beef was not with white people; it was with the cops. You get what I'm saying? Everybody saw what we had to deal with coming up in L.A. with the LAPD, the worst police department. Man. You know what I'm saying? In probably the world, the LAPD, right? So what I would say straight up, I get what you saying, Johnny, but do exactly what the fuck he say, and don't say shit back.
Don't say nothing.
You get what I'm saying? And only because, give you an example. I've probably been asked to get out of my car to have a car search at least no less than 40 times. You know, it was probably in a 3-month stand straight. Half of those came in a 3-month time period when I was living in Santa Monica, young dude, in a fly Mustang at that time and everything like that. And the cops of Santa Monica cops were just messing with me. You know what I'm saying? Had me, get out, turn your car down, this and that, get out the car and all of those type of things. But you got to understand something, and this is what makes it different than probably some other areas than out here. They're waiting for you to say something against them. Man. They are waiting. You know what I'm saying? They waiting for that word to throw you on the ground. You know, to be honest, we just went through this. Remember, we was filming the city, and we was on the way to Billy House. You know what I'm saying? Everything like that. And me and the bro got pulled over. And remember, bro, in that situation, we had every right to not be happy, but I had to tell the bro, relax. Let me get this out of here. You know what I'm saying? But even in that scenario, the cop, because, I put myself in a position where I was always almost trying to make him feel good so we could get out of there. Oh, nah, we respect what you're doing, man. It's okay, everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Telling the bro to calm down a little bit, too. And I get it. He had every reason to be hot. But tell him that because I already knew they expect that from us. But if you give them energy that they don't expect, they're going to back up a little bit. So that's why I say definitely don't really say anything. Do exactly what they say so you could get back home. Now, later, after dealing with that situation, if you want to bring this to somebody's attention and try to press charges or whatever, deal with it then. That's why one thing that I will add in this situation now, when you get pulled over, 100%, especially all black men, cut on your camera. Rather they watch it, have a place in your car where you could put your phone on it. You get pulled over. That's what I do every time now. I only got pulled over probably 4 or 5 times in the last couple of years, but I cut my camera on when I get pulled over. You know what I'm saying? And then I just do what he say, just in case something ever happened, and I need to have that as evidence. But when it come down to saying anything back, I don't know about other areas, I would say everywhere, but definitely in LA, do not say nothing back because they are waiting half of the time. We got to understand something. The cops fear us, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just as much as a lot of us have fear for when we get pulled over by the cops, they have fear when they come up to a black man. Just as much. Trust me on that. And I'm not saying that's a reason for them to react the way that they react. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying when you're in that place, you're almost on guard as soon as you meet with that person. You're already on guard. They're on guard and we're on guard. The thing that I do now that's different from now, I walk into 7-Eleven. If I see a cop, hey, what's up? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Hey, you see them loosen up. Hey, you good? You know what I'm saying? That's something I didn't do when I was younger. When I was younger, I walk into 7-Eleven. I'm ignoring them, walking in the back. You probably see them give you a little side eye looking at you. You get what I'm saying? We deal with stuff differently as black men. Other races do not deal with the law the way we have to deal with the law. Mm-hmm. So I act like that. I do that now when I see a cop because I'm going to be real. I want to put them at ease because I already know what they thinking in their head when they see us. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I would say when it come down to them, that type of energy may not be smart. Now, on a regular basis, when you're dealing with a woman or another race, what you said may be perfect. You on the phone, you in the car with one of your white homegirls or you know what I'm saying, one of them, and they say, "Oh my God, I didn't do nothing." You just sitting back, just listen. Yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that. It doesn't work that same way for us.
But let me jump
especially not in LA County.
Let me jump in real fast. First of all, I disagree with what you said that they're scared of us. They're not. That's what? No, hold on. Let me finish. First of all, you are trained. You have a weapon. You have multiple weapons. You have training. You have backup. So you telling me that a 6'2", 200-pound officer is scared of a 5'5" black
Your
man?
weapon your weapon don't put you in a place where you don't fear. It just make you put your hand closer to your gun.
No, listen,
That's what your weapon do.
Your training is supposed to put you in a place to understand people. They want you to feel like they fear you, so when they shoot you, you can see their point of view. Well, he was scared. That's bullshit. Because hold on, let me finish. You don't see him shoot white people.
A lot of these
You
officers.
don't see
They
him
don't
shooting
fear.
nobody.
They don't fear white people.
But
That's why I said they fear us.
But statistically speaking, white people are the ones who shoot cops 78% more than anyone.
It's no fear there. That's
But it's
why.
But that's why they
It's
get
no
shot.
fear there.
That's why they get shot by white people, because they walk up to them, and it's the
that's
white
they
dude
fault.
pulling,
But the
and it's the
fear-
white
Let me
dude pulling out
tell
a
you this.
shotgun shooting.
Let
them.
me break down this really quick. So they did a study about 8 years ago, right? It was a study where they involved over 10,000 people of every race, even us, black people, white people, Asian people, Korean people, Middle Eastern. They involved 10,000 people. They brought them all to a gun range, right? They said, when you see a picture that goes up when you are in fear of your life, I want you to shoot, right? 97% of the time, even if he had a kid or was wearing a suit, the black man got shot.
Of course.
Wait, let me finish. Only 15% of the time, to a little bit less than that, I think, a white woman got shot. We was the most feared. They was the least feared. Bro, they fear us, bro.
That's
It's been a study done.
It's programming.
It could be programming, but
It's
they fear
programming.
us. All I'm saying is
It's
that they
programming.
fear us. It's been a study that showed it. You get what I'm saying?
But listen, I'm not saying society as a whole don't fear us. Yes, because of what we talked about earlier. Media. When you see a black person commit a crime, you see his face 100 times throughout the day. When a white person commit a crime, you don't see his face. Period.
All right, John.
Wait, let me say. Look,
That's why
bro,
they fear us as
bro,
a whole,
yeah,
because of propaganda, because of bullshit.
Yeah.
But the police is different. They pick, and I got like
What
three
makes them
relatives.
different? They
Hold
human,
on.
they white.
No, hold on. I got 3 relatives that are police officers. They told me going through training, they make you want to shoot.
your relatives
black
are
people.
black though, too.
Yes, and they sit. They're black.
I've been pulled over by a
They're-
black man and they
listen,
let me go. They didn't even give me a ticket.
they're-
You deal
they're
with them
saying-
differently.
Listen, they're saying that going through a police academy, they indent in your brain to fear and shoot black people.
Exactly.
That's what he just said.
But
That's
listen,
all I
listen,
said.
Hold on. Listen,
They
this
fear
is what I'm
us.
saying.
That's all I said, bro.
I'm saying it's programmed.
I didn't say it
It's
was not. I didn't
programmed.
say it was not. All I'm saying is that they fear us. That's it.
Okay, but
you know what I'm saying?
They fear us because of
They-
the training.
They walk up
get.
to, and I know
That's the
I know
point.
we all been through this. They walk up to you, they halfway stuttering, they looking all in your car, they hand shaking a little. Bro, we all done been through seeing that in the cops' eyes. We know what fear look like.
And they
Almost
squares.
every time I got pulled over, they're squares.
There's a lot of them
You
squares.
seen it in their eyes, bro. Especially when you You got to remember, out here we dealt with it very differently. You get what I'm
But
saying?
the point is, they pick
very
people,
differently.
They pick people. They do psychological analyzing cops. They pick people who they know are scary. They train them to fear black people, so they're more likely to shoot a black person.
And I'm not saying none of that is true. I'm just saying them niggas fears. That's all I'm saying. They fears, bro. But that's what I'm saying. Everybody, maybe your experience
Paul
was
said
different.
they more on guard when they want a black person. They are.
100%.
Of
Maybe,
course they are. Experience.
and that's what I'm saying. Your
Of course
experience
they're
may
on
have been
guard.
different, but that's why I explained when I started. When it come down to where I'm from in L.A., this was our battle. It wasn't maybe where you come from. It was more the white-black battle, or maybe where you come from, it was something different. In L.A., it was not the white. We wasn't around the white people like that where I come from. It was the cops who we had our battles with. And we saw the fear every time they dealt with us. You get what I'm saying? And also, too, every time they get in trouble and get not even really in trouble, or they shoot a black person, they going, what's the first thing they said? Well, I got scared. I got this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the first thing that we hear.
Because it works.
So I'm not saying it don't work, bro. I'm just saying at the end of the day, they have fear. Is fear there in us too as well when it come down to them?
Okay,
and
but
that's it's systematic, but it's true.
But if
You know what I'm
somebody
saying?
come in your house and you shoot them in your house and you say I feared for my life, you'll still go to jail. So fear is not a reason to kill a
No,
person.
not the reason. That's what I'm saying.
But they get away with that because they say, I fear them.
All the other reasons because of it, I'm with you on that. I'm just saying the fear part, bro. They did studies on this. We know for a fact, and it's something that we feel when we deal with them, and we feel what's coming from them. And it's definitely nervousness. It's definitely on guard, and that's fear, bro. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Just so like if you think that they don't fear you, try going on Crenshaw at 1 o'clock in the morning, walk up to a cop car and knock on his window. And see
Oh my God!
And see what he does. That would be stupid.
Oh my God!
Exactly.
Why? Because you're black.
But if that was a white man,
That would be
they wouldn't
stupid.
think nothing of it. If that was a white boy,
They
they
would
wouldn't think
jump. They
nothing
would
of
jump
it.
regardless.
Nothing of it.
They just probably shoot.
No,
quicker
a
if
white.
it's a black
That's a
person.
white dude, bro. They going to road that. Hey, you okay? Like, bro,
Exactly. They
they
would
would
still
do that.
jump.
Like-
They would still jump. Whoever it was.
they pulling a
But-
gun out on you.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
Definitely.
They pulling a
Just
gun
so,
out.
just so everybody that's watching the podcast, just know black men are not all violent. We're good men.
The
too.
majority of us are not.
Yeah.
Like, nah,
We're not
it's
violent.
It's
We're
not,
not
all.
violent.
The majority
we
of
want
us.
to respect you. Give us respect too. That's all.
I'm gonna be even more real. You know what I'm saying? It's only probably about 5%, just as much as anybody else. We not walking around here trying to kill niggas every day or kill anybody. Like that ain't how we live our life. You know what I'm saying? It's just I agree with what you said. It's systematic. It's the way that. It's just the way that things were built and shown. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to us as black men.
Where they're
you know?
trained that
So-
more the black men are the more of aggressors. So that's why what he was saying about the aggressive.
Yeah, yeah.
No
That's
matter
a
what it
fact.
is, we're just saying what it is.
What it is.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, so let's go to this next one, and we're gonna have to, we breaking it down, and we get a question, and we kind of get deep into it.
Y'all got hype for me.
Yeah, that's a serious topic.
But that's also showing the different experiences that we all have had as black men too, like where we.
I guess Johnny the only white one in the room.
No,
Listen, hold on. I've been the darkest one. Listen,
but you know what I would
I've
give
been
Johnny.
arrested a few times.
But you know what I would give Johnny that's different from the world you come from. See, you for one come from a different, state, which is Minnesota, right? But you also come from a family that was successful. So y'all kind of like was taught and shown something different.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Us, where we come from, coming from poverty, we was taught, stay away from the cops. You know what I'm
I
saying?
get it.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get it.
don't deal with them because they will kill you. They will this and that. You know what I'm saying? So
get
it's
it.
just different environments as
No,
well.
it's definitely different environments. But very quickly, I got pulled over by the cops. They pulled me out my car. They didn't pull me out my car, but they made me get out the car. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get out the car. They tore out my car. And it was a rental car.
That's normal. Yeah,
No, they tore it was a rental car. They tore it out, and I just sat there and I looked at them. I'm like, okay.
Oh, why didn't tell him like, hey man, this is
No,
wrong.
I
Why
told
you-
them all that. Listen, hold on. I told them all that. And then I sat down and I watched them. And I filmed them doing it all.
But that was our normal life though, right?
But when they was done, when they drove off, I followed them.
Oh,
And
hell no.
No, I did. I followed
you
them.
know what? I never did this before to a man, but I gotta give you one of those, bro.
Hold on, let me finish.
I gotta give you one of those, bro. Come on.
Hold on, let me
Come on,
finish.
bro.
Let
You
me
followed the cops.
Yes, I did. Listen, I asked him what precinct was he from. I followed I'm dead ass. And I told him, I said, I'm going straight to your precinct and I'm filing a complaint against you. What you doing, brother? I followed him for 2 blocks when he seen I was serious.
Nah,
I went
bro, we
straight
gotta
to
say-
his-
hey,
hold on,
hey.
I went straight to his precinct and I found
don't ever do that again.
Cop watching right now.
Bro,
Like, ooh, I
we got look out for each other. Don't ever do that again, bro. Don't ever do that again, bro.
Listen, I had my camera on the
what I'm
whole
saying?
time. I went straight to his
because if he
precinct,
jumped
and I
out,
found
look,
I found a complaint.
because if he
against
got out
guy.
his car,
I
turned
bet
around and started blasting
listen,
you, they would not have went to
nope.
jail.
I bet you he'll never pull me over again. I bet that.
He looking for you.
I don't care if he is looking. I bet he'll never. I bet you he'll never pull me over again.
Hey, Johnny, you following the cops?
Yeah,
You following the cops, Johnny?
Hell
I'm trying to
Bro,
get
in the
away.
opposite
And
way.
I'm still here. Listen, I'm still here to tell the story. Now,
Well, you blessed.
Yeah.
You blessed.
But I asked, where was you at? What state?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
no, actually, I was in Ohio.
okay.
Don't do that out here, Johnny. That's all I gotta say.
Ohio.
Yeah, but this
Exactly.
hold on.
Ohio.
Anywhere, man.
This was about 10 years ago. I wouldn't do that now. I'm just saying.
Oh man.
Paul, what's the next
Hey.
topic, man? Let's get off the cops, man.
Well, thank God you still with us, brother. Thank God you still with us, man. All
Got
right.
one that survived.
All right. All right, let's go to the next one. So this is going to be I'm gonna ask this one, and I'm gonna wrap it up with one more after this one, right? But this is something that I didn't ask it last time, but I'm gonna ask it this time, and I want everybody, even if they haven't, voted or anything like that, to give their opinion about this. So, if the election was done all over again, would you vote for Joe Biden or Donald Trump, and why? Now, when it comes down to this question, first I want to get to who's voted before ever. Okay, so I want to get to y'all first, but I still want y'all to give y'all opinion. If the election happened, who would y'all vote for? You know what I'm saying? If y'all voted, but let's go to the ones who actually has voted. Start with you, Johnny.
I voted for Trump the first time.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about.
Okay.
Listen, I vote for people who protect my money.
Yeah.
And then if you, like we said earlier, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris was personally responsible for locking up like 20% of the black population back in them days. So why would I vote for someone who I know what their agenda is?
Yeah.
Donald Trump, this is what we used to say. I rather know that you're a racist and an asshole, so I know how to deal with you.
That's a fact.
So as long as I know what you're on, I know how to deal with you. But you also have to look at what he did when he was in office. Black people are so busy following Democrats. Do y'all know where Democrats came from? Do y'all know where that party started from? From slavery.
It was the opposite party, actually.
It was from slavery.
Yeah, back in the days, black people were Republicans.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So black people just, I don't know where it came from, but they think they supposed to be Democrats. That's bullshit.
Well, that's they vote for them mostly, and I voted for a Democrat, but they vote for Democrat mostly for the help.
Listen,
since the communities and stuff like that. I'm just saying that's what it is. I understand the business side.
What have the Democrats done for black people? I'll wait. I'll wait. How many laws have came from the Democratic side that put black people in jail, that built more jails?
But John, you know why? The only reason I didn't vote for Trump, because I knew what was Trump. It's a whole goal.
Trump freed a lot of black people.
I know. He helped. He put money in the black people, but he was trying to overthrow the government too.
They need to be overthrown.
No, you don't want him be the
I said
world
it.
order.
I said it. They need to be overthrown. First of all, the government works for the people, not vice versa. The problem is the government has become too powerful, and they control us now versus us controlling them. That's what Trump was trying to tell us. Listen, let me ask you a question. Why in the world do you have to pay for a sticker on the back of your license or the back of your plate, license plate, every year? Why?
Look, I feel you on that.
Why do you have to pay for toll roads?
Yeah,
roads are free. Why you got to pay for water?
You shouldn't. None of that.
You surrounded by water. Why you got to pay for water?
None of that.
Why we have to pay Why we have to pay federal taxes?
You ain't supposed. Taxes are not even a law.
I'm just saying
taxes are not constitutional.
It's for the federal.
Yeah.
They're not constitutional. The IRS is in Mexico. That's fact. Look this stuff up.
To be honest, I feel like there's no right or wrong answer.
No, there isn't. No,
but wait, I want to get everybody.
Right.
So Jonathan, who would you vote for if the election was done over again?
No one.
You wouldn't vote at all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right or wrong.
Now, if you had to choose one to vote for, who would you vote for?
Ooh, that's all. The only reason I vote Democrat, if I had to, because I still believe some people need help, like the slow people, the people that's born, they need to keep funds into those type of things for people can be helped.
I don't think that Democrat. Is that Joe Biden?
I mean, it's still happening. It's still being funded. That's all I'm saying. So that's
just saying whoever it is.
Yeah,
Joe Biden,
whoever. Yeah,
Hillary.
But that's the only reason I would vote Democrat. That's all.
Okay. All right, Swag.
I'm not really into the politics. I believe man can't rule over man. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But just sitting back watching, the news and all that, I felt like Donald Trump had people feared him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe other countries, you know what I'm saying, they might have feared him. I feel like when the Ukraine got at us and was like, don't not Ukraine, but the Russians got at us and was like, don't say nothing else over here. We go send the bombs and whatever. He stopped all. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump was like, what? It's on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they gave you that for that one. That's real. All right, bro.
I mean, I'm gonna say Donald Trump. And the only reason why I really care about neither, to be honest, like I said, is no right or wrong. But I say Donald Trump only because he was getting out them stimulus checks, man, the PPP loans. Hey, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. The black community was booming. You know what I'm saying? With them checks, you feel me? So, hey, that being said, that's the only reason why I say Donald Trump right there. You know?
It's all politics. It's all politics anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's a couple of reasons. So, okay. I believe that a lot of times black people vote with feelings and emotion, especially when it comes down to the majority of us voting democratically. I'm going to be real. The first time I ever voted was the last election, and I voted for Joe Biden. And I voted because we got to remember what time we was in at that time. George Floyd just happened. It was a lot of racial, emotional energy going on and everything like that. So what did I do? I did what we do a lot of times as black individuals, voted with emotions. And I'm not even an emotional person, but this was like a big part of what we was going through at that time as black people. Everybody was involved. You know, every race. I mean, we saw even the marches. It's black people, white people, Asian people. Everybody was involved. So it was more based off of that. But that's why I always say for men, it's important to be out of your feelings and emotions and think realistically and logically. I believe when you get to that place, you'll think differently about the situation. So now, being in that place, one thing that you said, Swag, and I have to give you a bomb, that's very, very important. Certain things was done differently when it came down to dealing with other countries when Donald Trump was president. You know, because those other countries feared him differently. They was like, well, this dude is just crazy enough that he may shoot a missile over here. You know what I'm saying? So you know what? Just like let's say, and I think that this time when the election come up, even a lot of women may be more on that side because we're seeing something right now when it come down to Brittany Griner, the basketball player who cannot get out of Russia right now because they do not fear Joe Biden. They said, look, if we're going to release her, you better release one of our inmates that's down there. So they want the U.S. to release a known criminal and killer to get Brittany Griner. So they using it as bait. You get what I'm saying? If Trump was there, she would have been. You saw what happened to Jello Ball, right? When he was president, Jello Ball, when he was locked up in China. They must have sent Jello Ball back so quick. It was a shame. Trump called out, send him back. You get what I'm saying? Right. So you just see that part right there. And I think that's important for us to understand. When it comes down to somebody who's in charge, you got to have some level of fear. And I'm not putting this up there with that, but when it comes down to, let's say, our faith, when it comes down to like God, what is the first thing we always say? We fear God. That's the biggest sign of respect when it comes down to someone who's a leader. You got to have some level of that. So I think that's one thing. The second thing, I got to be real. I'm in business, and I saw the taxes go up when Joe Biden became president. You know what I'm saying? Like Trump was for businesses, small businesses, and things like that. He was for it. So the taxes was lower. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to it, like you said with the money was a little bit differently when it came down to it. It was more benefits for businesses, small businesses, and things like that. We was put in more of a place to where we could develop and grow. And the reason why I'm not really for a lot of that stuff when it comes down to the things that Democrats give people in our community, because that keeps the community in those same places and positions. When it comes down to food stamps, WIC, I don't believe in that stuff. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm number one advocate for talking against food stamps, WIC, all of the Section 8 and all of that, because that holds us back. We didn't see the community get those. Look, we grew up in a place where we seen our families get that stuff all their life, and where they at from it? The same fucking places. That frustrates me. I wish today they could take all of that shit away from the people that come from where we come from, because that's gonna. You know why? Because they're gonna do things differently. They're going to now be going off a survival instinct and be like, okay, I got to go out there and work. I got to go out there and build something. I got to go out there and make something happen. But those food stamps, that WIC, that keeps our community comfortable, especially women. And that's why a lot of women are comfortable with feeling like, I don't need no man, but ain't able to do anything past paying their little bills.
Well, you know what I'm saying? You know, California started back in, I forgot what, this was like the 80s.
This was like the 70s, late 70s.
When they started, a woman was making, you had people, I'm talking about leaving the other states coming to California. They was getting them more money. They was making $38,000-$40,000 paying women. They was just loading up, bringing their kids because they was paying for each kid. But I get what you said on that point. But I came from that. So
we all came.
I know, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I'm saying some people actually do need help. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying everybody should get help, But some people do need help. But they don't make everybody like, oh, I ain't gonna go get no job, I ain't gonna work because I'm getting help now.
If you're going to get help, this is one thing that I believe you should either get nothing, or there should be a system where you get it for maybe a year
a certain
or a certain time frame, but you have to figure something else out. In fact, I would say if they set up something like that, give people more on the front end and say, okay, but you're only going to get that for about a year and a half. After about a year and a half, you got to have something figured out. But you're not going to get that for the rest of your life or until your kids turn 18 or until you get a job. Nah, that's bullshit, man. That's what's holding us back.
And
as
one
a
other
community,
thing too, Paul.
That's one of the things that's holding us back.
Democratic and Republican thing is all a scam anyway. Because it's teaching us division.
It's a scam to make us lose.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
and that's why I'm saying at the end of the day, at least let's vote for something. If we're going to vote, let's vote for a party that's going to be a part of that's going to be beneficial for growth. You get what I'm saying? Hey, look, we got to remember something. Excuse my French. We all may get fucked, but it's the way you get fucked, right? You get what I'm saying? It's the way you get fucked. Now, when it comes down to Donald Trump, it may be more beneficial for white people, the things that he do. Maybe. Yeah. But at the end of the day, and I'm not saying it is. I'm not even saying it is. I'm just saying, but as long as we get benefits that can now help put us in position where we can now create the next, greats to go out there and make bigger changes that maybe we can't make now, but they can make. You get what I'm saying? As long as it's putting us in position to do that, then great, we're going in the right direction. But with Democrats continuing to win and people like Joe Biden focus on giving people in poverty the little money that they give them when it come down to certain things and stuff like that, but not helping out the ones like us who actually got businesses and stuff like that to help our community, but not getting enough tax break or a little bit more to say, hey, okay, I'm gonna take $100,000 and throw it up over there. Not giving us benefits, it hurt us. You get what I'm saying? So it needs to be things done to help out us in that position. I do understand. And Donald and Republicans help us in that position. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, when it comes to that.
Let me jump in and say real quick. It was the Democrats who took classes out of school, like remember there was carpentry, there was shop class, there was all these things, because fundamentally everyone is not meant to go to college. So if you can get a trade, you still made money. It was the Democrats that took that stuff out of school.
That's true.
So when you look at things like that, when you really look at what they done against the black community, they took all the education away. They gave us subpar education. They gave us food stamps and all that. And I agree with Paul 100%. I ain't going to say take it away completely, but you should get it from maybe a year and a half. But for you to get it, you need to be in some type of trade school, college, something.
Yeah.
So when you do get off of it, So when you do get off of it, they're just not going to throw you to the streets. You have a trade, you have a diploma, you have something that you can feed yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah, look at what the Democrats done.
That can be done.
Yeah. So, and I just want to add that to that, and then we'll move on. Kanye West ain't looking like a dummy right now. I put it like that. You know what I'm saying? He's not looking like a dummy right now because all the things that we thought that was going to happen, none of it's happening. None of it at all. All we seeing is people that are one of us go to other countries, get locked up, can't even get out. That's what we're seeing. Yeah. We see nothing happening for us at all. You get what I'm saying? In fact, a lot of think about what's going on now too. A lot of our bills from PPP and all that stuff, that shit is starting to hit. You know what I'm saying? They starting to lock up a lot of people who was getting loans and all of those type of things. You get what I'm saying? They were supposed to give students who come from poverty and low income places benefits when it came down to their student loans, where they was going to take most of that away. An article just came out saying that for right now, Democrats is pulling that off the table.
Of course.
So they not even wiping that off like they said that they was going to do. That was in Joe Biden's speech when he was talking. Oh, we're going to make sure that we take away the student loans and all of this other bullshit.
That's why I always say it's politics and tricks and through all this stuff. It's always some lies,
But yet the black community keeps backing them.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fact.
I get your point on that one.
Yeah. So I got this last question, man, and then we're gonna end it out with that. This is very important because we're all men here, and we're it's a lot of young men that's probably watching and things like that. And I think this is something that we probably didn't even think about back in the days, but it's something that we should talk about, a lot more. So in the 70s and 60s and 70s, marriage was at its peak. Like I said, 82, 84%. But in today's time, the marriage rate is at its absolute lowest. Like I said, women 18%, men 24%. So, do you think in today's day, with where society is at, is it more beneficial for men to get married or stay single? All right, and we'll start with you, Johnny.
I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. I don't believe men should get married until they're at least 40. Because men mature slower than women. Like Paul always say, I agree 100%. You need to get your foundation together. You need to get your shit together, basically. Once you got your stuff together, and Paul says it a lot, and the more I think about it and the more I listen, I agree. You get more options when you have more wealth. So, like I think somebody said earlier, if you only make $50,000 a year, you're limited to the type of women you can date, you can meet. If you make $100,000 or better, your selection becomes very different. And women change their perception, and they change how they look at you and view you, how they act once they know that this man can actually take care of me. He can change the trajectory of my life, my family's life. So, yeah, they're going to be more submissive. They're going to be more submissive because they know you as a man can take care of everything that you need to take care of. But, yeah, I believe today no men shouldn't get married at least until you're 40. Get your foundation together, get your business together, get whatever you need together, then look at getting married.
Makes sense. All right, Johnny?
I agree to a certain extent on that one, but not all the way. I ain't gonna say wait till 40, but
or just older.
I agree to wait till you're more mature. You got your life, your foundation built, that you have a job, a career, something going good for you. You're in a good place. And to make women submissive, man, that's a hard job. I don't think they have to be really raised in a good foundation by their mom and dad, I think, and see some of these traits in a household to become submissive to someone that they're with. They ain't gonna just happen. You know what I mean? Just because you make a certain amount of money or this and that. They might act a certain way for a while just to get what they want, a financial, but it'll change if they don't have the foundation built for themselves too.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Swag.
On some personal, on some personal shit, build a foundation first, you know what I'm saying? and get married, you know what I'm saying? But you don't want to be no old ass nigga, motherfucking 50 years old, ain't got nobody except for that nurse coming in here wiping your ass, you know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that too.
All right.
I mean, I feel, what Johnny said, I feel like you should wait till you're around 40 because you're more mentally stable, don't know how to handle a relationship and how to deal with it and after you build your foundation. But I believe, for the man that don't ever make it that far, they stuck at 50, 60,000 for the rest of the year. I just feel like if they trying to get married, at least go through a good 20, 30 women dating them to find out which one is going to be that one. You know what I'm saying? Versus, a man that make that type of income, 6 figures and up, they got the opportunity. They can find that one just right away because they got all the women right there. You know what I'm saying? But, I just see it that way. Wait till you're 40, and then if you are that man that just stuck around that $50,000, $60,000 a year for the rest of your life, and just at least go through a good 20, 30 women to find that one before you just wipe up that one that just in your face because you got no choice to deal with it because she's right there.
Let me say this real quick before you finish up. It's not really about the money at the end of the day because everyone's not going to make 6 figures. Everybody's not going to make. There's going to be $30,000 people. There's going to be 40 all the way up. Yeah. So it's not really about the money. I think the money just gives you more options. But I'm saying I think men should wait till they get older. It doesn't matter if they're older and they only make $30,000. You're more mature. You have a foundation. So at that point, okay, this is primarily where I'm at. Let me find a woman that fits in this environment. Yeah. So it's more about that. Everyone is not going to be successful like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, Paul, I grew up from the South, so I look at stuff a little different. I've seen a lot of people get married young and still married. They married for 40, 50 years. I got cousins that's younger than me. They start dating in junior high and they still with their girlfriends.
Different time though too.
I know. I'm saying they a little younger than me.
Yeah.
A few cousins that they dated and they went all the high school, college together, and they married and they still got a successful career. So I think it's based on a lot of time maturity too. And two people seeing eye to eye and wanting to build a foundation together. If that maturity is there, I say, why not? You know what I'm saying, Jay? Why some people don't want to get married. It's nothing wrong with that. Go play in the street, do what you do. But it's some people that want to.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, you know. And you know, like you said, that was, you know, when it come down to your family and things like that, that was what you saw, you know, growing up in the South. But this is, I think that this it's a 2-part answer to this when it come down to this question right here. So I wouldn't say don't get married. Yeah. In fact, fuck that. Don't get married. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But you do what you do. But if you ask me, I would say not to get married unless you're in a secure, financially secure spot, you know. Now, remember the question was, is there a benefit? When it comes down to financial security, if you're, let's say, making the average, no, it's not a benefit for you. And it's reasons on why it's not a benefit. For one, you have to break down the aspect of the options that you have. Are you going to be able to get a woman that's going to respect what you bring into the table as a man? That's very rare, man, if you make it 50, 60 grand a year. It's very rare that you're going to find a woman who's going to respect you and not get on your ass about what you're doing and where you're at as a man. You know, remember, as a man, you want to be the leader in your household. Yeah, you want to get respect. You know what I'm saying? You want to get respect. The woman want to get love. If you're not feeling respect, that's just like her not loving you as a man. So if you're not getting that, it ain't going to work for you. And it's not going to work for her if she don't respect you. So do you want to go through that headache as a man on trying to get the respect from this woman that you are with because she don't look at you as that man that's the end all be all when it come down to the man she want to choose to be with forever? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when it come down to a man that's in a position where he's not financially secure as a man, it's no benefit to you. And let's say even when if y'all get divorced and things like that, I don't care what you making, you're going to be the one who suffers because of it as the man. As the man, you lose the house, you lose your home, you lose everything, car, all of those type of things. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to the woman, she go to her family member's house. You know what I'm saying? She could figure it out. Us, we're not in that position as a man where we could do things like that. Yeah, a family member may let us come and sleep on the couch for a little bit here and there, but they going to look at you like you a man. You get what I'm saying? So if you're not financially secure and you putting yourself in that position to now you getting married and having kids, where's the benefit for you as a man besides fucking? You could do that without being married. You get what I'm saying? You can also have kids without being married. So there's no benefit for that man. The reason why it's a benefit for a man that's financially secure because you can handle things a little bit differently. You get what I'm saying? You know, you got things like prenups, plus you're in a position where now you could raise your kids properly the way you really want to raise them. You could put things up for your kids the way you want to put things up for them. And you can set up things to where if we get divorced, I'm going to be good. Okay. My kid's going to be good, and I'm not tripping. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Think about it like this, and I don't want to point nothing out or anything like that, but I mean, you just went through something, you know, a little something, you know, bro, right? Are you in the house still?
Yeah.
You know why? Because you're successful.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You get a dude making 50, 60 grand, they were standing in an apartment or something like that, they getting kicked out because now they going to find out that one of the people whose name was on the lease, she's gone. So now they're going to put up an eviction notice trying to kick your ass up out of there. You know, she went to her family member's house. You up in the car. She took the kids because it ain't nowhere for the kids to go. You get what I'm saying? It's just more of a headache for a man in that position. So is there a benefit? No, there's no benefit. Can you do it and maybe get by on it? We see it all day. But also, when a man put himself in that position, what's now your potential to grow? We've seen a lot of people in our family get married at an early age. A lot of them are still with that person. But if you ask me, where are they at now in their life? Same place they was 30 years ago. Get what I'm saying? So you take yourself out of contention as a man to go out there and fully focus on building and growing and building that foundation because now you have obligations, your wife, your kids, you know, the woman, you, all of these type of things. You get what I'm saying? So you're not in a position to really go out there and focus on you. So that's why I say when you building a foundation, be selfish at that point in time in your life. Be selfish and build yourself up so you can really help people. If you're not selfish as a man, how are you going to help others? You can't help others unless you help yourself. So yeah.
That's true.
But all the way around, it's no clear-cut benefit for a man to ever get married, period. Yeah. But it's more of a benefit for a man that's successful or at least in a place to where he's financially secure. You know what I'm saying? Just my opinion. You know.
I feel you on that, bro.
A1 on that, bro.
All right. All right, so let's go around, man. Hey, if you got any shout outs, if you wanna any last words, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Let's just go from there, you know, and start off with JY, man.
Yeah, JY one more, you know. Thank everybody for coming out tonight. You know what I'm saying? LA podcast, baby. You know, I want everybody to like and subscribe and tune in. You feel me? Because we go up like this all the time, every segment. Yeah, so stay in touch.
All right, JY, man. All right. Sweat.
Man, shout out to everybody. Shout out to, everybody that I bumped into, at work at the time, you know what I'm saying? That's tuning into the podcast. That's following the homie. That's saying, hey, we like your podcast. I tune in to every day. Shout out to the homie Six. He love the podcast. He tune in every time the homie come on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him.
That's what's up. That's dope. All right, Swag, man. Appreciate you, Swag. Always. All right.
Once again, Jay Black, Southern Comfort. I'm here. I just want to appreciate everybody, man. It's a good topic, good thing we doing. We're trying to just, making men better, build a foundation and show them that you can do that in certain instances. So everybody just stay positive and keep your best foot forward. That's all I got.
Real talk, man. Hey, always come through this thing. That's what's up.
J Hall's the writer. Follow me at Instagram, jhall_the writer.
That's what's up.
No, but like I said, I believe in mentorship. You can't get nowhere without help. So let's get back to the principles and foundations of helping each other.
Yeah,
as long as we do that, we'll be good.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Oh, you can follow me. You can follow me at Blackman_cuts.
All right. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Freshest cuts in the world. I'm telling you. See your boy looking fly. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is just what I want to point out there to all the men out there, all the young men. Don't be afraid when you see somebody like Johnny or Jonathan. Don't be afraid when you see men like that who have built businesses and everything like that to say, hey, I would even pay for your services when it come down to mentorship or coaching. It's okay. Invest in yourself. Be a man that, you know what, I'm going to stand on my own. I'm not going to have someone just do something for me. It's okay. You get what I'm saying? You don't be afraid to go up to the men that you see that you respect and things like that and ask them, hey, what is it going to take for me to get mentorship? You know what I'm saying? Hey, they worth it. If somebody could show you something that's going to help you skip the line that you're in when it comes down to get into where you're trying to get to, why be afraid to put your money where your mouth is at? You putting your money everywhere else that don't make no sense. So don't be afraid to go out there and pay for coaching and mentorship and things like that. That's important, man. I think that we should talk about things like that more, because we don't talk about those things a lot. But, hey, it's your boy Paul P, man. Hey, this is just another great men's, podcast group today that we had. Shout out to JY, Swag, Jonathan, Johnny, man. Hey, it couldn't have been no better than today, man. This was great. And, hey, it's the Nothin to Somethin podcast. Your boy Paul P and the guys. We are out of here. Hey. Love you all.
Peace.
Deuces.